Live from Harbor Station, it's the Vector Spaceman Show. Now here's your host, Vector Spaceman.
Hello, Space Cadets. Janline, good to see ya, everybody. How you doing? It's your old pal, Vector Spaceman. We're back at it again, man. We're coming to you live once more, straight from Harbor Station and broadcasting on all frequencies to our beautiful planet Earth. Now, whether you're watching us live or catching us after the show, don't you know, we're glad to have you on board. Thanks for helping us keep outer space the place to be. Tonight, Tuesday, November 18th, 2025. Welcome back, Space Cadets. And if you're just tuning in tonight for the very first time, welcome aboard. It's the Vector Spaceman Show, and I'm your host, the Vector Spaceman. In absolute criminal fashion, we are halfway through the month of November. Nobody told me that this was about to happen. We should have had more time to prepare. Why, next week's going to be American Thanksgivings. And then, of course, the dreaded countdown to Christmas times. Cover your ears. Shelter in place. Whamageddon 2025 will soon be upon us. Stick with us, Space Cadets. We'll help you make it out, safe and sound. Now, if you missed the last show, we finished up the latest No Man's Sky Redux, the Beachhead Expedition. Putting another set of Chivos behind us, there's still 2 more Redux expeditions from years past being relaunched this year, with the next one dropping tomorrow. So expect to see us tackling that in the near future. Last week, we also saw the show being graced, being blessed by the presence of longtime friend of the show, Neff, star of skits and specials, and everyone's favorite space geologist. Neff's been away for a minute, but we're hoping that we can convince her to pop by the station one of these days and say hi to all the folks who have missed her. The scene just ain't the same without the whole space gang, you know? And of course, if you want to stay up to date with all of our broadcasts so that you never ever miss a show, then be sure to follow Vector Spaceman on YouTube, Blue Sky, and of course, right here on Twitch. Like, what the heck indeed, Jam? We're moving too fast. The world's got to slow down just a little bit. Next week, Thanksgiving times. After that, we're already into December. We're getting ahead of ourselves here. And when you really think about it, there's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks and 2 days until Christmas times. Get out there, get your shopping done, cadets. Be enterprising. Get ahead of the curve. Get on the ball. I'm actually very pleased. I picked up a gift for a member of the Vector Space fam that I have been wanting to get them for years. For years now. I'm going to look it up here so I can show you guys. But every year it's like a limited print run. Trying to find a website that is not going to dox the spaceman. So check this out. I think this is good. Let's go over to the desk for a sec. Behind the desk, we go da ba da ba da ba da ba da, and oh my goodness, we forgot to refill the slushy machines, you guys. Let's do that real quick. Refill, there we go, perfect. Ease of commands. Oh, that reminds me to bring up, like, Twitch integrated stuff. I got words to say about that. I got words to say about that when we get to that particular topic. But what I wanted to show you guys first and foremost, check this out. Let's look at the laptop here. Get my display capture, please. There we go. This is it. The book. The Ultimate Guide to Rebuilding Civilization. So this is an intensely well-illustrated little primer for all sorts of technologies, medicine, things like that, but it's all done in this like almost illuminated style, you know? Very old styly. Civics, technology, arts, culture, all sorts of topics. The perfect gift for especially my family member who is into all sorts of like bushcraft and like do-it-yourself stuff. So this is going to be a really, really cool gift. And I always forget to get it every year. It takes a while to ship out. I think they only print so many of them every year. But it's this big, thick tome, and it's super cool, and I'm so glad I picked it up this year. That's going to make a killer gift, so I'm very, very, very pleased with myself. Thank you very much. All right, I just got to go back here, turn this off so we don't accidentally, and swell. Why don't I jump onto that topic that I was hinting at a second ago? So when it comes to doing Twitch integrated stuff, you've got so many options these days. We've got stuff like Mix It Up, we've got Stream Elements. There's one particular software called Sammy, S-A-M-M-I, which lets you make little virtual hotkeys that you can do and tie commands and macros and stuff like that to them. It's pretty cool software, but they're getting just raked over the coals right now for going all in on AI stuff. No mildly successful company has paid attention to the public disinterest in, generative AI mumbo jumbo. Dang is right. Because I actually used Sammy for 2 minutes before I realized that I could do everything else in Mix It Up anyways. And it's a pretty slick, straightforward software. But you know what? That just leaves the door open for other, more upstanding software providers to step into the space and give the folks what they really need, what they really deserve. How are you doing, Jamline? How is your Tuesday going? You living out your dreams? Did you have a good weekend? This is sort of a trial stream in a certain way for us tonight, because the station's orbit has altered ever so slightly. Broadcasting from a not entirely new location, but also not entirely the same either. We've had to change some things around the station, relocate a little bit. In fact, you might be able to, I don't know if you can pick it up, but I'm hearing it a little bit. The way that Spaceman's voice echoes in here is a little different now. Because the room that we're broadcasting out of is different. I'm not sure if that's gonna translate into the actual stream, but it's bugging me all of a sudden. Weather was pretty yucky today, but I'm doing all right. The weather up here, or by which I should say, directly below the station, has actually been pretty sweet today. Not gonna lie. Nice and sunny. The snow's not sticking around. The fat squirrels are on the move. Let's not forget, everybody, that it is fat squirrel season. Get out there. See some fat squirrels. Sleek, shiny, chunky. Just being rascals. I saw a number of excellent squirrels this week while I was out doing my walks, getting my steps in before the snow comes down and we get stuck indoors. But I saw the most beautiful gray squirrel, all nice and plump. Saw a bob-tailed black squirrel, which is not a type of squirrel, but by which I mean it's something that happened to its tail, something that bit it off or something like that. So only had about half of it, but it changes the way that they do their little scampers, their little jumps, their little scurries. In a pleasing sort of way. And I saw the shiniest black squirrel while I was out today. Just a lustrous coat. Getting all filled up for the winter. Hells yeah. Glad to hear that you're doing all right, though, Jam. Hope your weekend was swell as well. You know what Spaceman got up to this weekend? So on Sunday, by which we mean 2 days ago, Spaceman and some friends went out, did a little karaoke, but we're not talking karaoke streams like the ones that you can check out over on the YouTube page. YouTube page? Over on the YouTube page. Or sorry, that you can't check out over on the YouTube page because no, you have to be here live in order to see the karaoke streams. I got mixed up and I got ahead of myself and it didn't land, but we did get the plugin, so in a way, isn't that the real victory? But no, this was live performances. Local karaoke bar. First time we'd gone out and done stuff like that. I must say though, we were sort of left wanting for our curated mic filters that we're used to. Took a minute to sort of figure out how close we could get to the microphone, how loud we could be without like blowing out the speakers. It's a learning process. You know, they don't do a BYOM. They don't do a bring your own mic policy. So you gotta make do with what they got on hand. Of course, we sang some classics, a little Hall & Oates, a little Tragically Hip, a little Weezer, stuff like that. Stuff that we love doing on the regular. And then, of course, some young space cadets, they get up and they start belting out, you know, Shakira, Gaga, NSYNC, the real crowd pleasers, you know? The ones that get folks on their feet. Oh, no, but you know what? It was nice to have like the whole week off. Streaming-wise, that is. Tuesday to Tuesday. We've been packing the weeks full of streams more and more lately. It was nice to have a couple days where we could just chillax. It was awesome sauce, I gotta say. Always gonna jump at the opportunity to do stuff like that. It's not like a New Year's resolution or anything like that, but it's just a personal resolution in terms of, you know, personal betterment, self-fulfillment, that Spaceman wants to, you know, agree to do more stuff. Get out and do more things. Take advantage of opportunities, you know? Where and when you can. Say yes on the regular. What could go wrong? Why do I feel like there was a film that was like that, where guy couldn't say no to stuff? And it turns out he had a great life, so good for him. We're gonna try to emulate that sort of practice. Spaceman, you want to go do this? Absolutely. Spaceman, you want to get some this and that? Of course I do. Spaceman, you want to help me with so-and-so? I couldn't be happier. That's the way to live. But in the downtime, got into a couple of new shows as well. Because of course, anytime we've got downtime, we got to fill it up with nonsense, like fiction. So started watching this new show called Pluribus? Pluribius? I think it's just Pluribus. It's by the creator of Breaking Bad, if anybody's ever seen that show. A classic of prestige television. Vince Gilligan. You're about to watch that with your dad tomorrow. Is it good? Well, I'm gonna go into it, but maybe I'll temper what I talk about now if you're just gonna get into it. So, do you know the concept? Do you know what it's about? Because I think from the ads that I had seen of the show, I really didn't know what it was about. You don't know anything about it? Okay. Then I won't discuss what it's about then. Because it's cool to sort of get it in the moment as it's happening. If you see any of the like advertisements for it, like before the first episode launched, I can't remember being spoiled on like what the show is about. except that there's something vaguely medical going on. Next stream, you'll be all in on the pluribus discussion? Absolutely. We can chit-chat, we can talk, we can sesh, we can jam, we can dish. But there's like 3 episodes out right now, and I've stopped watching. I'm not going to watch any more until they're all out. So I'm in deep enough that I know what's going on, and I know the ideas, but there's going to be like, I don't know, 5, 8, however many more weeks of this show. I'm just going to wait till it's all finished. Then I'll binge it all, and I think that's going to be the better way to watch it. Just because the last episode that came out was a little slow. It's like, all right, I'm not going to wade through this week after week. It is a good show, but I feel like it's probably going to have pacing issues. That's what I feel like. But definitely watch, like, the first 2 episodes will get you hooked, they'll get you jazzed, they'll get you interested, and then you'll hit that 3rd episode and you'll be like, we could have got more done with this, don't you think? We could have covered more ground this week, don't you think? And that's what threw me off. So now I'm just going to wait for the whole thing to finish, and then it's going to be smooth sailing. Hope so. I hope it picks up. But yeah, I'm just going to stay on the periphery until it's all done so I can watch it all in one big go. That's how I like to enjoy most shows, if I'm honest. Thankfully, I always get a little present, a little gift this time of year. Thanks to my forgetfulness, thanks to my lack of attention, one of my all-time favorite shows, The Jersey Shore, always gets a new season around this time of year, and I always forget that it's still airing. So I get to watch like a whole season all in one go. The perfect way to spend your winter locked up indoors. With everyone's favorite Italian Americans. No more limited to just Jersdays, but I can watch it all in one big jam. And ain't that the real victory? But apart from Pluribus, also got into watching Severance. Now, Severance is a show that's been out for a few years now, because I think it's on its 3rd season. I don't know how long it intends to go, but I'm just getting into it now. 5 episodes, I think, into the 1st season, and I'm liking it. Yeah, I haven't watched Severance. I didn't even know what it was about. I thought it was about like an inheritance scandal or something like that. Like I had completely mixed it up with another show or something. I didn't know what it was about. I didn't know that it was like a sci-fi thing. In a sense, you know? It strikes me as like... It's very much like... we used to read like... conceptual papers in like philosophy and psychology courses and stuff like that. And it strikes me as like a scenario that would come up in something like that. Like the ethics of separating mentalities and things like that. And I also did not know that it was directed by Ben Stiller. I thought that was wild when I saw his name in the credit. A lot of people don't know that he directs stuff. He directed Tropic Thunder as well, one of his great films. And you know what? I think I probably was thinking of Succession. Not Severance, but Secession. What are my thoughts so far? I'm on board. I'm into it. I don't know where they're going with like I'm interested to know what it is they actually do for their job and stuff like that, so they got me hooked in that regard. I am not 100% sure if gray-haired lady, whose name I can't remember, actually has a split personality, or if that's a ruse. I feel like it's a ruse, but I'm not sure what the point of that ruse would be... Yeah, Harmony was her name, that's right. AKA Mrs. Whatever from next door. Like, I don't know why that character would be put on task of, like, monitoring what's his name. If that's what that's about. Because it seems like there are characters that are allowed to, you know, and are known as being part of the Severant crew and part of the Everyday crew. Like what's his name? Who does all the filming and all the stuff like that? Mr. So-and-so. I can't remember any of these names. If I could remember the actors' names, I'd be able to go with that. All I remember is Guy from Parks and Rec. What is his name? Barton Fink. That's not his name, but that was another character they played. Why can't I remember any of these? Clearly, Spaceman's suffering from seasonally affected dementia. Don't mind us. Don't even worry about it. We keep on keeping on. Mark? Is his name Mark? The guy who hangs around with Christopher Walken. That's the guy that I'm thinking of. That's Mark? Or is the main character Mark? Mark S, right? Isn't that the main character? Yeah, okay. Alright, I can't remember the other fella's name. Turturro. John Turturro? Something Turturro. That's the actor's name. Well done, Spaceman. You got there. Almost. Anyways, I was super thrilled to see Christopher Walken show up. He's always great. But like I said, I'm only 5 episodes in. It's a 9-episode season. And then there's 2 more seasons. And I'm actually not sure. Is season 3 airing right now? Let me look this up. Severance, season 3. Is it done or is it airing? Oh, it's in development. My bad. So not even out yet. But as of 2 days ago, Ben Stiller shares fresh update. We've got fresh updates here. Let me just look at the laptop right here. Let me read this out. It's coming. There will be another season. It will be soon-ish. Well, that's not terribly helpful. Alright, so all we know is that there will be a 3rd season, and it'll be whenever. Whenever Mr. Ben Stiller can get around to it, I guess. Irving! That is his name, you're right. I heard it was renewed indefinitely, and they don't know how many seasons it's going to be, so I really hope it stays good. I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say that it won't. I think that any show that gets into the model of like, all right, we're going to make a story for this season and a story for next season and a story for the season after that, and they're all going to be sort of self-contained, little arcs, what have you, you get to the point where you're definitely padding stuff out. And if you had just come into it with a vision, you know, you could get a nice, tight, concise season. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 episodes, something like that. Tell all the stories that you meant to. Without having to add in, you know, because that's how those shows go. They start adding in all sorts of fluff, relationship stuff, accidents, hazards. Like, let's just explore the weird ethical and psychological implications of this severant technology. Like, I don't know if this was, if Ben Stiller was reading a like intro psych journal or something like that and came across this sort of idea, or at the same time, I can sort of imagine like this emerging as like wish fulfillment. Some guy at a dead-end job being like, man, I wish I could just skip past this. Just cut my brain off so that I could be in and immediately out at like, between 9 to 5. Let some other chunk of my brain worry about it. Kinda living the dream. Apparently was inspired by a guy who worked at a door factory who wished for that exact same thing. So that makes sense. Yeah, a door factory is the kind of mind-numbing, lifeless, joyless environment where quality ideas like this are born. Can't wait to hear your thoughts on the first 2 seasons. I guess I'm gonna have to finish it up then, huh? Howdy, Ghost. Good to see ya. Hope you're having a good Tuesday. Are you having a good Tuesday? Tell us about your Tuesday. Tell us about your weekend. Hope things are going well. Hope you're living out your dreams. Same with all the space cadets. We're just talking about this and that. November's getting real close to being over. It's getting real dicey. And somehow we got on the topic of shows. I've also been recommended to watch Outlander. Has anybody seen that? Apparently it's on its last season right now, so if I want to enjoy that, then I gotta catch up on all the previous stuff. Okay, so far, which is good considering how close to the end it is. How close to the end of... Rig, no! You already lost Whamageddon? Okay, so here's the thing. Guys, let's revisit the concept of Whamageddon. I'm pretty sure that Whamageddon only goes from the 1st to the 25th of December. So what we're in right now is sort of a pre-operational recon for Whamageddon 2025. A grace period? I don't know if we can call it a grace period because we're still in pitched combat. But we're reconnoitering is what we're doing right now. We're scoping out the locations round town where we might expect to hear Wham's All I Want for Christmas, where Wham's Last Christmas. All I Want for Christmas Is You is a whole other story. Listen, Mariah Carey is off the ice, back in full force. There's nothing you can do about it. That one, you're gonna get hit by. It just happens. You gotta accept it. Let me look up the rules for Whamageddon. Let's review this as a team. We want to make sure everybody is on the same page. Okay, check this out. Let's go back to the laptop. Yep, there's still time, Rig, because look at this. Whamageddon 2025. 12 days, 3 hours, and 21 minutes until Whamageddon 2025. Which tells us that it does begin on the 1st of December. Let's take a look at here. So here's the rules. First rule. The object is to go as long as possible without hearing Wham's Last Christmas. Wham, of course, being George Michael and Andrew Ridgeley, I think. Good job, Spaceman. Rule number 2. The game starts on December 1st and finishes at the end of December 24th. Use your local time zone. Third rule. Only the original version applies. So enjoy remixes and covers. Okay, so if you still want to get your fill of Last Christmas, you'll just listen to the cover version. So I guess that also means that if we're doing Christmas karaoke streams, that we can do Last Christmas and it won't count against anybody's Whamageddon score because it's a cover. So that's good. That's good to know. And of course, if you're humming it in your head, it doesn't count either because it's not the OG. Fourth rule. You're out as soon as you recognize the song. Okay, so that brings up an interesting dilemma. You're out as soon as you recognize the song. So if you're like asleep in the car or something like that, and you're hearing it, and maybe it's even pervading your dreams or something like that. But you don't really recognize it until you wake up. Be like, were you just playing Last Christmas on the radio? And they're like, yeah. Does that count? Are you out at that point? Maybe. We'll have to write to the judges. Bonus rule. Post on social media with the hashtag Whamageddon hashtag when you get hit. That's WHAM, Whamageddon, AGEDDON. Oh, this is interesting. PvP. While we can't stop you from deliberately sending your friends to Whamhalla, which is, of course, the great banquet hall where all Wham warriors go once they have failed the challenge, the intention is that this is a survival game, not a battle royale, so don't be a jerk. Keep that in mind. Join Whamageddon, yada yada yada. Merch! Oh, we get Whamageddon merch! Whamageddon t-shirts, though, kinda seem cool. Let me pull this up real quick. Merch. Well, look at this, you guys. We can get Whamageddon coasters and Whamageddon aprons. We can get Whamageddon crop tops and Whamageddon t-shirts. Whamageddon hoodies, Whamageddon flags, Whamageddon wrapping paper. That's kind of cool. Hold on a second. Back it up. What is this? Still standing banner art. Why does it look fake? What am I looking at here? That better not be some AI smushed together pixel art. Why would anyone put those pixels in those places, though? Like, why have we got an abscess here on the border? That doesn't make any sense. Why do we got just floating shading right here? Are we just trying to turn a quick buck, Whamageddon? I thought we were upstanding. I thought we were on the level. I thought we were full of integrity. Perhaps not. Perhaps not. Thankfully, nobody owns the concept of Whamageddon. So we don't have to abide by or pay heed to people who are trying to make 20 pounds or 20 euro off of a themed t-shirt. Although this one right here is kind of cool. I do kind of like this one. Stay safe, stay vigilant. Why, those are just the words that I live by every single day. We could hang that up around the station. Stay safe, stay vigilant. Safety first, Space Cadets. Alright, let's shut this down. Bam. Whamageddon, don't forget. So, Rig, lucky for you, you're still in the game. You're still in the moment. You're still above board. Between now and the 1st of December, everybody, scope out your local malls, your local grocery stores. Figure out who's playing the non-stop all-hits Christmas time radio stations, so you know where to steer clear from. You're going to be shopping exclusively at ethnic grocery stores and dingy little shops. No malls. Otherwise, you're going to get hit. You're going to get smoked by the Whamageddon. Off the top of my head, like off rip, I probably could not name a whole lot of other Wham songs. Oh, the Wake Me Up Before You Go Go song. Okay, that's it. That and Last Christmas. That's the only ones that I would recognize. Careless Whisper? You're right, that was them. Three songs that I would recognize. I also never would have clocked them as being British. That's the thing about, there's like a transatlantic singing voice that like scrubs accents. People used to notice that with the Beatles as well. They sound super British when they're talking, but not especially British when they're singing. Careless Whisper was just George Michael? That could be right. I was reading off of the... This is what I was doing. Look at this. Look at this. Laptop. Display capture. I was reading off of this dumb thing here, the search assist. Even my go-to non-Google search engine, DuckDuckGo, is getting filled up with these AI search assist bars and stuff like that. So it's the one telling me that Careless Whisper was a Wham song. When for all I know, Jamline could be right. It could just be a George Michael track. You can turn that off by clicking the cog on the top right of the box. AI features, you're right. We'll just go ahead and turn that off. Thank you very much. Jamline, you're so clever. You're so smart. Here, have a little bit of blue on me. There you go. That's all for you. Another win for DuckDuckGo because it lets you turn that crap off, and they ought to, honestly. I think I still, I have to fall back on Google search sometimes if it's like for images. I think they've still got the best image search in the game. But for just your run-of-the-mill web browsing, searching, yeah, I've been real happy with DuckDuckGo. Anything to get away from big internet, you know? Support local independent internet, you guys. Don't feed into the big monopolies. Oh, speaking of big tech monopolies and what have you, got an Amazon package delivered at 4:28 in the morning to the station. Set off the neighbor dog. Why even bother doing runs that early? I'd never seen them actually come that early before. Everything that shows up at the station here is usually late afternoon. But nope, they were just on the ball. Guess we must have been the first on the list. But it woke me up, that's for sure. Gosh darn Russian space station or something. Getting stuff delivered at all odd hours. All right, now aside from all of that, aside from those lovely tangents, we've confirmed that we've still got pretty decent connection since moving the station around a little bit. This is good. This is positive. We've got bars. We're not dropping frames. Does everything still seem smooth to you guys? I guess I should ask that first. You guys are the best judge of quality here. Spaceman's not lagging. Spaceman's not scratching. Spaceman's not sounding funky. Seems good. Nice, nice. Just because the little icon showing Wi-Fi connection has got half of the little bars filled. We're a little further away from the router than we're used to being. But it seems like we're still going. Looks and sounds good. Nice, nice, nice. Usually what I'll do is like I'll plug in a little secondary Wi-Fi dongle just in case the built-in receiver craps out on us. But it seems like we're okay for now. That's good. That was the real point of tonight's stream, was to make sure we can still stream from the new location. And if we can do that, then we're all Gucci. So, the other thing that I thought we might take a look at tonight was that because Spaceman has been a little busy for the last couple of days, I haven't had time to take a look at a new video that just dropped from friends of the show. Now, you guys may or may not know that a number of regulars from the Vector Spaceman skits and specials are involved in a little, like, small VTuber virtual streamer endeavor community of sorts called Project Hivecore. This is something that friend of the show and longtime collaborator Dragon Durant has been trying to scrape together for years now. Try to put together some little community of like-minded streamers that can, I don't know, support each other and big ups each other and what have you. It's all very ambitious. But every now and then, we'll get friends of the show who release videos in cooperation with Project Hivecore. They get a little stipend, things like that. It's a nice little system that they got going. And one of the latest videos released is one that I want to watch today, because I haven't had the time to do so. So friend of the show, Manayu, who of course everyone will remember as being our favoriteest sea turtle in the whole wide world, and other Project Hivecore member Twig, who does 3D choreography and singing and stuff like that. They've got their own little podcast of sorts that they do like once a month. The latest episode that they've put out is all having to do with the topic of VTuber Drama. So that's what we're going to take a look at. We're going to see what that's all about. We're going to get clued in on the sauce. We're going to spill that tea. We're going to take a gander here. We're going to do a little reaction, which is not, typically what we do here at the show. But we're going to break with tradition for a moment because I want to actually see the video, and you guys can enjoy along at home as well. We'll run a little commentary as we're listening. So in order to do that, why don't we take a trip on over to the basement, the space basement. Let's go, you guys. We go dabba 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 da, all the way over to the basement. Here we are, so that we can enjoy what's on the TV. One of my favorite little setups that we have here, perfect for watching stuff. Let's take a look at the TV. Here we are. And you know what? That versus, what if we zoom in? If we go zoop, is that better? And why am I so small? Scale-wise. Okay, yeah, I guess it's going to be better like here. We'll just put it up here. Let's put... the now playing group up. We're watching the Tea Time podcast, starring Mana and Twig. So let me switch our audio over here, throw the capture display up, and let's take a look at it. Let's see what all the VTuber drama discussion is about. I guess it probably helps if there's sound. Give me a second here. Okay, here we go. この番組は
ご覧のメンバーの提供でお送
I
りし
hate
ま
that
す。
Dragon had me record that.
Hi everyone! Welcome to the third episode of
Episode
the
3.
Tea Table Podcast.
I can't
Yippee!
I was
It's
wrong.
okay, we love you
Tea
anyway,
Table
Mana.
Podcast.
Who are you?
I am
Who-
Mana
who
you.
is
I
you?
am a sea turtle and I yap a lot. Who are you, you stranger?
Wow, stranger. I thought we were married. Is that
You thought we were something.
words?
Samana's been
hurt,
in a
okay,
bunch of
Mana?
the skits and specials over the years.
I'm Twig. I am.
Mana
your
was actually the
president.
very
Hi,
first
welcome.
subscriber we had to the
pay-
show.
Pay your taxes. I don't
And
know.
the second follower.
Taxes, it's different.
She's
I'm
been
not
here
listening
right from the
to this,
beginning.
Yes. Welcome on, welcome in. How have you been? It's been a month since you've seen our beautiful
It has
faces.
indeed been a checks notes month.
They don't even know.
They don't know. They don't.
Nobody needs to know. How would they know? They will
So I
know.
believe these guys get a little bit of support from the Project
You
Hive
will
Core
not
initiative
know how long it has been since our last
for doing
episode, but
at least one little video per month.
welcome
it's a nice
to the
little way to
drop-
support
oh my
up-and-coming
God, oh my
streamers.
God, I'm canceling Manayu today.
I'm
Today
canceling Twig.
we're loading up the Google documents.
Yes,
I'm
Google
canceling
Ducky.
Manayu.
I have
Her
all the
career will be
receipts.
over. I will show all of the receipts of Mana being twig phobic, and we'll host her funeral today.
Oh my
Yes.
goodness, I have the receipts. You will not
Jokes,
get
of
away with
course, but
this. I will
that
write
does seem to be
my
the go-to
response
way
and
to
my truth.
settle disputes these
I can't
days, doesn't it?
believe that Mana would retaliate against me. This is so twig phobic.
Mhm.
I need to write a third Google document on Mana, exposing
Not that it's
why
necessarily the most
she's
mature way to
wrong.
handle
Oh my
disputes
God,
And
between
I'm gonna
streamers.
get like
Trust me?
14 third parties involved that
Yes.
never asked to be involved.
Yes, it's gonna be a coordinated attack. I knew it, and I will expose you for it. How dare you?
Yes, today's episode is about the state of VTuber drama.
Yeah, it's such a interesting day to be alive as a VTuber, or at least I think if you isolate yourself from Twitter, you don't feel it. But if you do exist on the
Yeah.
Twitter space, you will see so many Google Docies. You can't even escape them like that, you know?
Honestly, the only thing that I'm even using the Twitter account for these days is just to like post going live messages and occasionally repost other people's stuff. We still have a minor presence, but we don't even advertise it anymore. Like, I just don't think there's anything good that comes out of that website.
No.
There was like a 3-day period where there was a Google document like every hour, and it was
Yes.
I
I
was
saw
like,
it.
what is going on, man?
Yeah, and you know, my biggest pet peeve with them, because you know, I'm nosy. I like to know what's going on. I don't get involved like that, but I like to
I
know
believe
what's
it.
going on. And then the biggest pet peeve of mine is when it's actually a nothing burger. It's just like
Yeah.
this person
Or
wasn't
like
nice
this
to me.
this person offended me by saying that my model looks weird.
Like, yeah, like, did you need a document for this? Honestly, it could have been a tweet if you really wanted to talk about it. Like, it's not that deep. Like, it's just not. Like, I feel like back in the day, like when we started VTubing, like almost 4 years ago now,
Back
it
in
was
the
like,
day, it was like, oh,
Mana
I'm
got started at the
exposing this
same time
person
that we
for
did as
hate
well.
crimes. I'm
Another one of those
exposing
people who
this person
stuck
for
around
doing
from like
illegal
the
business.
2021
illegal
Nowadays,
era.
activity. Like, we're gonna report them to the police. Like, this person should not be
Oh.
allowed anywhere, like in real life. And then it's like,
Now it-
beware. You know?
Oh, this person was mean to me in a group chat.
Yeah. Oh my God, they talked behind my back. Okay. Like, we all went through high school at this point. We've been.
If I'm honest though, like topic aside, this is the kind of format that I think we'd love to do here at the station as well. Just bring some folks in, chit chat, yap about this and that. It's kind of what we already do, but like I've always said, we'd love to have co-hosts on.
Been there, done that. Can we move on? And then, like,
I'm
it was.
surprised there's so much of that in the VTuber sphere because okay, I know a lot of people who have gone through those things.
Mm,
I myself have not.
me neither. I haven't gone through
I'm-
anything serious like that. Well, I mean,
I'm just
non-serious.
I'm at the point where like I feel like the majority of VTuber drama can just be solved by going in DMs. You don't have
That's the way to do it. That would be the mature and respectable approach, but alas, here we are.
to come for someone else's platform.
They cannot like
I understand if they're being like actually hateful and stuff,
Yeah.
but like
But most of the time, none of this should have seen the light of day. It should have been
they're
private
just
and like
airing out
respectful.
someone's laundry in
Yeah.
the public
Maybe
sphere.
someday, maybe
I
someday.
know a lot of
I'll say at the same time though, like, and it sounds, you know, terrible to say because there's people that we know and that we enjoy interacting with that do this sort of thing, but the people who make their whole like video identity and stuff like that around doing like VTuber news and VTuber drama and stuff like that, like is not helping the situation. There's a number of folks that make their entire or most of their YouTube presence about reporting on, you know, who's getting along or not getting along with this for this reason or doing this or doing something they shouldn't be doing, stuff like that. And unfortunately, there's enough juice to be wrung out of the scene that they can keep making videos like that on the regular. What is it about the viewer, about the human experience that gets us interested in that? It's the same psychological underpinning that motivates people to watch, like, you know, trash TV and stuff. Interpersonal conflict. We just like observing that from a third person's perspective. You know, not to be involved with it, but just to see it happen and be able to open up a bag of chips with the dip and just kick back and chillax. What is the primal motivator behind that, though? It is a mystery. Speaking of laundry, you need to put mine in the dryer. Get that laundry in the dryer so that you got nice, toasty, warm clothes. Because you're going to need them, because we are, of course, halfway through November. All right, let's keep going here.
us do VTubing as a hobby and stuff, but a lot of people do it as a business. And as a business, you should definitely not be doing all that. Like, you really don't need to be exposing X, Y, and Z. I think I saw a whole Google Docie on someone breaking up with their boyfriend and saying they treated them bad. And I was like, bro, like, this is not, like, exposing your boyfriend for, like, not being a good boyfriend. It's not even, like...
Mana makes an excellent point there, though. Like, they're, like, even corporate scale and, like, professional VTubers are getting into beefs on main. For what other reason than the fact that it riles up viewers? It's like East Coast, West Coast stuff, you know? It's just perpetuating beef for the purpose of manufacturing, like, team mentality. You support this side or that side. You know, you gotta pick one. Everybody's got to be involved somehow, right? Oh, didn't you do a collab with so and so? Well, now you either got to, you know, endorse or rebuke. When all the while, yes, could have just been handled behind the scenes. Should have just been handled behind the scenes. I hear with the dip and instantly think of Big Smoke. Sorry, Big Smoke from Grand Theft Auto? When I think of with the dip, I'm referencing, what was it? Let me look it up here. It's song lyrics. My style is all that and a big bag of chips with the dip. I'm struggling to remember who was the actual artist, though. And a big bag of chips with the dip. He typed furiously into his search bar. What a Feelin' by Keith Murray. That was it. It was Keith Murray. Don't know if it's got any relation, one way or the other, with Big Smoke. But that's what sticks in my mind. All right, onward and upward. Ad Astra, take us away. Turtle and friend.
Like he cheated or something. Not even that. Not that this should be in a Google Doc. But like, why are you telling me you never made time for me? Like, bro, like nobody needed to know that. This you talk to your close.
Who was it that did the 1,000-page write-up about their disagreement with so-and-so? That was fairly recent. I don't even know how you can collate that much evidence. Is that the word for it? It's supporting documents? That seems like a better term. Because I'm pretty sure that once people started actually scrubbing through it, seeing, all right, what is in this thing? It turned out to be big nothings. I feel like that was within the last month or two. It was a larger streamer, and I can't even recall what it was over. But isn't that interesting as well, that these things are so transitory? They just come and go. And I'm sure most people can hardly even recall how or why or when these beefs got started.
Family and friends in real life. Like, you really don't need to talk to the VTuber community about it. And the boyfriend was not even a VTuber. So I was like, we really don't need to.
Why are you
Trends
posting
are
shit
it really
like
is
that?
trends.
No. And then the boyfriend like, I need to defend myself. And I'm just like, guys, nobody needs to talk about anything like that on the internet. Like, nobody. Go talk to your parents, your cousins, I don't know.
Every time I see like an imploding like VTuber group where it's just like a bunch of like, former friends and just like slandering each other, I'm like, this is a bad look for all of you.
Yeah, no.
It's a bad look for everybody, and like, it's just unfortunate. When I was getting into streaming, like those first few months, we very quickly made acquaintances with like everybody that we still do stuff with today. With Mana, with Corey, with Palm, with the Nova Swarm, with Neff and with Dragon, with Kieran. You know, all the regulars. Mago the Stego, the Game Grotto, the classics, right? And from very early days, I was always cognizant of the fact that, oh no, someday this is all gonna run out. You know? People are gonna start to drift away. Folks won't stream as much. We'll see less and less of people from time to time. People that, you know, you feel like are legit friends, or at least friendly in the sense of you get along with them very well. That's a rough part about the internet, you know? Yeah, life happens. I looked it up though, it was Cinder. It was the VTuber Cinder who made that obnoxiously long Google Doc. In response to allegations of shenaniganery. And I'm not even sure what the beef was about. And I'm not even sure what Cinder does. I'll be honest. Like, I recognize the name, but this is what I enjoy about being a small-time VTuber, is I don't have to pay attention to whatever goes on above, like, the 20 concurrent viewer level. I get to stay in my own wee little corner of the internet, just vibing with all the good folks who never get up to any nonsense, never get up to any mischief. You never heard her before the first drama? See, I had definitely heard of her but I'm sure I had never watched a stream. There's just some names that stick out. I've never seen a Cinder stream. I've never seen a Bow stream. I've never seen a... what's another name that I might recognize? I've never seen a Shy Lily stream. I've never seen an Iron Mouse stream. But you recognize all these names, and sometimes you even recognize their models. Just from exposure, you know? If you get into the space, it's hard not to at least recognize people from exposure. Ew, bots, right? No worries. We're quick with it. We're slick with it. Get gunned. We'll reiterate the point, Space Cadets. We know we're doing something right. If the chatbots think that we're worth spending time and energy trying to sell to.
No matter what opportunity you're hoping to get in the future, this will be a stain. Like, having a meltdown on Twitter is not the own you think it is. It doesn't make you look cool because people liked your take if
And
you're
then
just doing all that.
oh my god, oh my god, oh
Twitter's maybe the worst place to have a meltdown, a public meltdown. Is it more embarrassing to have a Twitter meltdown, or a Blue Sky meltdown, or a Facebook meltdown, or a Reddit meltdown? Ooh, a Reddit meltdown might be... But Twitter's still definitely up there. Being at Offkai made me realize how few big streamers I know. The only ones I recognize merch from were people that did collabs with my friends. That's the thing, is like, I don't know what it means to be a fan of VTubers. I think the only person that I know who is a fan of VTubers is Pretty Night Lori. Everyone else that we interact with are either VTubers themselves or are, you know, very selective about which ones that they actually watch. So I couldn't imagine showing up to like a convention, a trade show, an artist alley, and being motivated to pick up merch for somebody, you know, just because they're a big name. And maybe I'm wrong, but I feel at least like you get a better experience when you are watching smaller streamers. More interactive. There's more acknowledgement. You get to be part of the experience a little more, you know? Get to be part of all the jokes and the good times. And the bad times, mind you. But it's more personable. And that's, you know, you would think that would be the worst breeding ground for, you know, parasociality and what have you. And yet it's still the big time streamers who get hit with that the worst. So that's your advice for tonight, Space Cadets. Stay small. Vector Spaceman says, stay small. If that's not apropos advice, then I don't know what is. Stickers I have on my laptop mean a lot to me because I got them from the people themselves. See? You're not just picking up merch. You're not just picking up gear. You're not just picking up goods from some employee behind a booth laden with acrylic. No, you get a little handshake, you get a little hug, you get a little chit-chat, you get a little souvenir. We've got, I mean, heck, we got a desk drawer here that is chock full of all sorts of stuff that we've gotten from interacting with local independent VTubers over the years. Little sketches, little stickers, all kinds of stuff. Stuff that's so nice that I don't even, like, you put stickers on your laptop, but I wouldn't even want to stick those stickers on anything. I couldn't handle the permanence, you know? Because someday I might want to get rid of that laptop. But I'm gonna want to keep the stickers. I'm gonna want to keep the cool little designs. An album, Spaceman. That's what you need. A little sticker album. So true. Too true, though.
Oh my god, the people PSA fellow VTubers, okay?
Fellow VTubers.
Or even not even VTubers, people wanting to be VTubers, okay?
People wanting to be VTubers.
If you're on Twitter, mind your business.
Mm.
If you're on Twitter, post about your projects.
Mm.
If you're on Twitter, just chill.
Mm.
You do not have to comment on every hateful thing that happens to you.
Mm.
Because you know what happens when you post about every hateful thing that happens to you?
What happens?
More of it will happen.
Yeah, because someone will be offended by your word, and they will have to respond. Also,
It's not even just like someone will be offended. The more you comment on drama pieces, the more you like call out your own haters. Even
you will
like
be known for that. Is that what you want to be known for?
it'll just attract more people who are looking for that. And
that's right, Jam.
That just will make the situation
if
worse
you
for
attract
you
the
because
trolls
the
that
people
know that you will have a meltdown about it, and then you don't help. Also, I would say, honestly, my biggest advice for Twitter users:
big advice.
if you don't like something, just don't engage. Block them.
So true, though. It's got to be a bunch of algorithmic nonsense as well, though. Start beef, get responses, get, it's that the word sucks, the engagement out of all of it. And then I don't know if they still do it, but didn't Twitter used to like pay you for views or something like that? There was a moment where they had like a Twitter program for people who bought into it or were big enough accounts that they could get invited into it, where you could like earn money for the number of views or engagement that a tweet got. Is that still something they do? I'm not entirely sure. But of course it was going to motivate just the worst instincts in people. And so what do we get now? We get stuff that is just like lab grown, purpose built to rile people up. I guess it's the same as seeing a small band in a bar or small venue versus seeing a headlining band in an arena. Some people like being part of that big crowd. There's something about a big crowd, but there's something about a small venue as well. Different strokes, different folks. What do you guys think you prefer? Big crowd, intimate venue. And I have to view this like conceptually, because Spaceman's never actually been to a live musical concert, now that I think about it. And I'm sure I've said why in the past, which is the silliest reason, because I always used to think, well, it's not going to sound as good as, the studio version, so why would I want to go to that? But it's like, that's not the point, Spaceman. You should have figured that out sooner. But yeah, like perfect example, when the Blue Jays were on that hot streak, when they were in the World Series finals, like last month, Spaceman was there in the city at the watch parties because we wanted to be part of that big historic moment. And then, of course, they ended up losing. Go Birds. But, it was a great moment while it lasted. Usually have social anxiety, smaller is better. I feel like the bands that I enjoy would be smaller venues anyways, so it's just natural. It's just natural. I feel like that was right at the beginning of the Musk ownership, but I don't know if it's still a thing. I think it was definitely had a stink of Musk about it. That's for sure. A Musk, if you will. Why has he got such a dumb, terrible name? A question for the philosophers, I suppose. a certain muskiness. Indeed.
You don't even have to block. Just scroll. Just don't look at it.
I mean, you can block if you want to make sure they don't show up in your Twitter feed anymore. Like, I know that there was
But honestly, it's
someone that
real.
I
Sometimes I
followed
have
that
to
sometime posted content
remind
that I was
myself not to
uncomfortable
even
with. I didn't want to see
start
it,
reading
but I didn't want to
comments
unfollow
on some of
because
this
I talked
stuff.
to the person as a person. I just
It's like
muted it.
you're not gonna better
That's
your
it.
day
I don't see them unless I try
by
to
even
go look for
browsing.
their account, and I think that just makes for a better relationship here. I'm just saying, makes for better times. But
Same
people
sort of
just feel like,
mindset
oh my God, how
that I
famous
have
for
to
you to do
employ
that,
to
and then they
stop
give more attention to the people
like
that they like.
browsing Reddit
I'm like,
threads and
honestly,
stuff like that.
everybody should just mind their business. If someone is not for you, they're not for you. There are a lot of other people in the world, and then a lot of people on Twitter. Too many,
Absolutely.
probably. But like, you can find your crew. You can find your people that, like, you know, are like, will think the same way that you do. You don't need to go comment on every situation. That's
But it's funny wandering around at TwitchCon. There was thousands of people, but being there wandering around with Palm, I had no problems. Well, Palm also has a certain muskiness, but that's for a different reason. But no, when you're with, you know, friends, that definitely helps. I don't know if I'd say Spaceman has any sort of social anxieties, really. But I definitely 100% prefer doing everything with friends. Like, we can go out to an event solo, but I'm always gonna know that it's gonna suck compared to when we do it with friends. Like, it's just so much better to the point where doing stuff solo begins to feel like a waste of time. It's like I could have been at home binge watching a whole season of Severance right now, so that I can chit chat about it with Jamline. Instead, I'm out here doing things, enjoying myself. Oh, what a tragedy. What a burden, Spaceman. That you actually took the initiative to go out and do stuff, and had a good time. But you had to do it by yourself. It's a strange way to live.
my biggest advice I would give to anybody trying to be a content creator of any source, really. Just mind your business.
I also get why someone might be tempted. Like, if there is someone on Twitter, right, and they spew a bunch of hate,
Yeah.
and then you go and comment on that.
Doesn't feel like
because
it
you
doesn't
think
count
you're
if you're
doing good.
not with friends.
Not only are you not ever
It's
going
like this
to
could be
change
way
that
better
person's mind,
Nope.
if
in
you just had some
those
friends,
comments, you're
someone to
basically just
share
doing it for
experiences with.
self-gratification.
That's the point that I guess we're trying to make. Stuff's always better when you can share it with others. You know, going out to dinner, it's not often about the food, it's about who you're going with. Going to see a movie with friends? Like, consider that. Conceptually, what difference would it make? You're not supposed to be talking aloud during the movie anyways. But you're experiencing it at the same time. With the same people. And then afterward, you get to discuss. You get to enjoy. You get to reminisce. Commiserate. Everything's better with friends. Even the stuff that you would think would have absolutely no bearing, where it would make no difference, still somehow better with friends. Or better with others. Better with people. No misanthropes here at Harbor Station. Everything's better with people.
Yeah.
At that point,
You want to feel like people agree with you, but that's
yeah,
it. That you're not doing it because you think it will help whoever is doing
it
that
doesn't
things.
help any like situation towards the people they're being hateful towards. It doesn't help yourself. It's literally just like an oh, I corrected someone on Twitter, so I feel better about myself.
I'll
type of thing.
ratio. Yay.
Um,
Okay.
but the more you do that on Twitter as well,
Mm.
not only are you giving those people money because a lot of the times people who
True.
spread hateful stuff on
They
that
rage bait.
gain money from your
Yeah.
engagement.
Yeah.
But
I kind of wonder,
you're
like,
curating your feed
what the
to be more
financial
of it
metrics are
by
behind that.
engaging with
Twitter
it,
will think that
so
this is
you'll
the type of
never
thing
be
you want
happy.
to see. Yeah. The more
You
you're
will
engaged, the
never
more you
be
see
happy.
of.
Like, how many bad posts do you have to make over the course of a day? All day, every day, week after week, to actually make anything meaningful on a monthly basis, just rage farming. And what does that do to a person? What does that do to a person inside? What does it leave you as once it's all said and done? More questions for the space philosophers. Surely it's not good. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say probably not great. God, you're so wise, Jamline. We should have seen it coming.
Yeah, like I feel like I've had a lot of friends in the past few years that just left Twitter and they've been happier. It's like the
Rots
moment
you
you're
from
like,
the
oh, I'm gonna
inside,
go
yep.
touch grass. That's exactly
Well, it's
what
got to
you do when
change
you
the
log
way
off
that you
Twitter. I feel like I haven't been
just
corrupted
view and interact
because
with the
I am
world in
very much
general.
an observer. I will never pronounce myself on anything. I am very aware. I like to know. I watch the news. I know everything. But I feel like for me, VTubing is my safe space of like I want to think about turtles and having fun. That's all I want to think about. I know some people will think it's controversial, like you shouldn't do that. I will not comment on anything. I will comment on what I want to, and I will not be bullied into talking about anything I don't want to talk about at the moment. I feel like this is the type of thing that you can keep for your actual close circle. Like I can talk to my family, talk to my friends, real friends. Be careful. Like I trust Twig. I don't trust everybody out here. You know.
Mona's got a
Because
pretty good
so many
perspective
people
on
get
things.
I
exposed by
saw
people they thought
Mana's
they were
wedding
friends.
photos.
What exposing my secret? Yeah, like I mean, I feel like
You're
you
gonna
never
write
know
that
who
Google
people are.
Doc right now.
Well, that will give you all the clout. So I'm ready for the sacrifice. I'm gonna give you the clout
Oh
because
my
I tried
god.
to expose you, and people thought I was stupid, so they will dunk on
Oh my
me. But you will
god.
rise to the heavens. It'll be great.
Yeah, that happens too, where people will like
It's an
it'll
interesting thought,
backfire
though.
on people.
It's
Someone will like
always
try and take
The separation of streaming personality versus IRL personality. I think most people that we know do that pretty well. Like, there are folks we know that have public-facing accounts and personalities and what have you. But I've always found that a little odd, in the sense of, okay, here's some people that we've known for, 4 years now, that we interact with all the time, we get along with great, we're very friendly and professional and what have you, and yet, we really don't know a whole lot about each other behind the screen, even people that we've met in real life, or where we do know things about them, we sort of have to, politely pretend that we don't. Because you don't want to have anybody at a disadvantage. And the more you know, the easier it is to accidentally spread stuff about people. Because some people are, exposed like that. That's why, VTubers, you gotta just stay in your lane. Keep your online stuff to yourself, your offline stuff to yourself. Switch OBS on a couple times a week and just play Mega Man badly. And have a good time. That's why I think Mana's got a pretty good perspective.
always
someone
backfires.
down and then it like
I
backfires on both.
I think like 9 times out of 10, the person will blow up, become partner, and do all that from people trying to cancel them. It never works, and people do not learn. People are like, stop giving them attention if you don't like them, because if you never said anything and you didn't try like quote retweeted them to hell, they wouldn't have gotten any views on the content that you don't like.
That's
But
the
you
old
give
saying,
them the
right?
platform, and there they go.
Any
and they have a
news
great
is,
time. And
or what?
honestly,
Any
most of the time, I do
any
check
news
on the
is good
people that get
news.
canceled, and I'm like, they're doing great. So I need to get canceled too.
No, that's not
I
irony.
don't
No
know. I
news is good
feel
news.
like
No, what? Shoot, what's the
I
expression?
don't know.
There's no
Drama
such
is
thing as
such
bad
like a
publicity.
weird
That's the
state
expression.
right now.
Yes, Jam. No such thing as
It's
bad
so
press.
weird
No such
because
thing as bad
anything can
publicity.
set it
We
off
got there.
too.
True.
And it's VTuber drama, I think, is the worst,
Oh yeah,
right?
because
Because
most
most drama,
half of the time
you
it's
have
nothing.
like, well, it's not even that. So most of the time with like regular creators, right?
Mm.
It's still a
Oh,
nothing
regular
burger.
creators.
Yeah.
But there isn't this like element of mystery to it. If there was
Mm.
agency drama that people are
Yeah.
talking about and spreading, it is entirely speculation. And those
Yes.
talents oftentimes cannot legally speak out
Mhm.
about it
Yeah.
and clarify about things.
So
So
we
that's
don't
how
know.
misinformation about people spread.
Yeah.
That's what we need, you guys. More legalese, more binding contracts. That'll bring everybody into line, right? Absolutely.
And we will never fucking know what happened there.
It's very, very
It's
rare
so
that we will
bad.
have the answer. We just think we know. Because it's two things too. Because when people get canceled, they have two reactions. Either they come clean and say anything, or they go quiet and then reappear in a few months and pretend nothing happened. So you still don't know what happened. So you're like, like we want to know out of curiosity, even if it doesn't like regard us. Like I feel like when a VTuber gets canceled and then their fandom doesn't know what to do with themselves because they lost their Oshi and stuff. Well,
Mhm.
like what are they supposed to do if the Oshi won't explain themselves in any way and they just come back and just pretend? Like, do you just go back and pretend you never saw the drama happen? Or like it's a confusing time to be alive, I would say. I'm happy that nobody that I really liked so far has gotten canceled. I've had people graduate, that was sad.
Fingers
But
crossed.
nobody that
Mhm.
I actually liked turned out to be a bad guy. I know it could happen any day, but so far I'm safe. I'm like,
I feel like our
no
vibe
drama.
checks are very like,
Mm.
at least mine is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I've said this before, and I've sometimes attributed it to us just making good choices as well. But I think that almost everybody that we've gotten to know from the 2021 era, like that was just a great year for people with common sense and common decency. It seems like everybody that we've ever known who got started around that time has just been a classically not weird person. Also, this has absolutely nothing to do with the podcast, but I just want you guys to see this. I just noticed that when Spaceman wiggles his nose in front of the camera tracks it and it shakes our whole head. Look at that. Just a little bit. But we don't have any... First of all, we don't have a nose, so we can't really exaggerate that on the model. But if we did, I wonder if we could rig together some sort of nose tracking parameter. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. All right, that's been your Spaceman thought for the evening.
But I don't know. I feel like when it comes to people reappearing,
Mm-hmm.
right, you have to keep in mind the audience of these people most of the time are not going to be on Twitter 24/7. A
True,
lot of
very
the
true.
time when someone reappears, they
Mm-hmm.
already know how the algorithm works. They already know how to get clicks.
Mm-hmm.
A
Clearly
lot
they
of the
figured it out
times the
once.
audience, the community that they get
Mm.
won't entirely be of people who remember them from those days. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of the time, the community they get is just gonna be new people who are completely
True.
unaware. Because
True.
their brand is completely separated.
Just a
They just
cycle.
won't know ever.
There is
Get into
that is
trouble,
very true. Like
rebrand,
I
get into
forget
trouble,
sometimes,
rebrand.
but most of my viewers are not on Twitter. So like when I
Yeah.
post things, I'm like, oh, I post it on
Same
Twitter,
here.
and they don't know, and I'm like, oh, I need to remember to make sure to post it where they are so that they can see
Yeah,
it. But like if you don't have a
absolutely.
big following on Twitter, which is always so interesting to me when I look through random VTubers on Twitter and they have like 900 followers, and then I go check and they're like YouTube, Twitch partners, big numbers and stuff. They just do not care for Twitter, and I think they're probably happier that way. To be honest,
Yeah.
like I think
Yeah,
Twitter
I
is a
mean,
good
that's a
tool,
pretty
but it's not
common thing.
necessary. Yeah.
You don't I'm gonna expose what VTubers do on Twitter. You know what
Ooh, we're getting the
VTubers do on
expose.
Twitter?
Mm.
VTubers promoting their stuff on Twitter isn't
VTubers.
for audience members. I can say that right
No,
now.
I actually
VTubers
agree.
promoting their stuff on
That's
Twitter
interesting.
is
Go
for
on.
other VTubers to look at and be like, "Wow, that person's cool. I want to be friends with them. I want to collab with them." That is all it is.
You know what? I don't 100% disagree with that. Like, I think some
Really?
people like to share. I think, okay, my
I'd be willing to entertain that concept. There is a phrase that I have seen so many times used to generate interest for projects and like new models and things like that, which is, you guys aren't ready for this. And that's an ambitious thing to say for, you know, what usually turns out to be like a new model toggle or something like that. It's like, all right, we're not breaking new ground here or anything like that. You know, people usually aren't ready for stuff like what Alpine will churn out every once in a blue moon. People aren't usually ready for, you know, the kind of stuff Shindigs will get up to. You know, creative, inventive stuff. But if you just got a new glittery outfit or whatever. Heck, I'm even super proud of the fact that we can track with the mouse now and head tracking at the same time. I don't think many people have figured that out, but Spaceman managed to do it. I think there definitely is an element of appealing to your contemporaries, just as much as appealing to viewers. I wouldn't say that it's the focus, that it's what people are, you know, really posting for or what have you. But it's just definitely a shared element. Claven, how you doing? Fat Squirrel season is upon us. The first few weeks of November is always the start of Fat Squirrel season. They are the best squirrels ever, though. But no, we are not, in fact, referring to the everybody's favorite Colombian ground squirrel. Since those guys live more out west, I don't think they get quite as much snow. They don't get quite as chunky as our eastern squirrels. What scared you, Jam? Sorry, you talking about Colombian ground squirrels? My absolute 100% favorite impact. Listen, I'm not even sorry. I'm not even sorry. Did that get louder? I don't think so. I think you might have... I've been fiddling with the audio, trying to make the audio for the podcast a little louder. But you might have jacked your volume up a little bit to try and hear them a little more clear. I know I did. No, I think that's pretty much run-of-the-mill Colombian ground squirrel. It's always meant to shock and awe. All right, we're going to take a little break from podcast. We're going to get back onto this topic when we return, but first things first, we got to go back to the desk and we got to take a little ad break. You guys know how it be. You guys know how it is. Enjoy a cup of blue. Enjoy a hot dog. And we'll be back in a few minutes, okay, you guys? Don't go nowhere. The Vector Spaceman Show continues right after this. Gosh, I'm just so pleased that we got Jamline with Colombian ground squirrel. And big ups to Claven for giving us the opportunity. That's solid space cadetsmanship right there. Talk about a layup. Talk about a setup. So we are not exactly speeding through the podcast. We're only 15 minutes in. So to entice myself into making a new series, I've chosen that No Man's Sky that I can't leave a planet until I've scanned all the fauna, flora, and minerals. And I can't leave a system until I've scanned every planet of the system. That is ambitious. That is enterprising. That sounds a lot like how I got started with the game. I wanted to be like a completionist as well. I think doing the expeditions has ruined that for me though, because you're always hopping across so many planets, so many different environments, rarely taking time to, really appreciate a new place, because you're always chasing those chivos, Do the expeditions on your main save, that's the way to do it. Bring back all that sweet, sweet loot. Let's not forget, today, the last day for the Beachhead expedition, Redux, in case anybody still needs to get their Normandy. And tomorrow is the start of the Relics expedition? It's another one of the older ones. There's 2 more left to go. We'll be playing those when we get the chance, I'm sure. And if we don't get the chance, then shoot. We'll have to speed run it offline or something like that. Alright, quick drink, Space Cadets. Stay hydrated, stay fluidated. We're almost back from the break. Though I'm already finding that this will be more challenging than expected. Starter planet, I still have 3 flora and 2 minerals and no idea how to find them. I was hoping there was water, but seems to be none on the planet. Usually it's water, right? Or I've heard that there's also stuff that is strictly underground, so you gotta find caves and stuff like that. Or yeah, it could be just the case where you're on like a 1% water planet and there's just a big old puddle out somewhere with some weird fish swimming around. Speaking of weird fish, welcome back, Space Cadets. We continue with our expose on bad VTubing habits. Scandal. Document. Intrigue. Drama. Let's head on back to the screen. Bad beach women habits? Absolutely. And here are our 2 beach women for the day, Mana and Twig. No, these are friends of the show. They put together a little podcast that they do sometimes. They're talking about bad VTubing habits at the moment. VTuber Drama. So we're just giving that a listen.
Other thinking, I think it's true, but I think that sometimes VTubers do that because the other people see them, and sometimes some people have a big heart and it will be like they have a big following, they'll be rating them or giving them more exposure because they've seen them around, or I've seen people like be able to reach artists that they want to see, or like big people like even the pity farming sometimes it will get their Oshi to notice them and follow them over it. So I guess
it is great when something that you put out there does so well that it does get noticed by somebody that you admire. I will say that. That's always pretty sweet. Sometimes those aren't always your contemporaries, though. So I'm still kind of on the fence about Twig's statement that, you know, VTuber posts are more for VTubers than for viewers. It's not 100% true, but it's not 100% untrue. We'll let them cook, as they say.
Networking, yes, but in different ways. Sometimes you might get a few viewers from there, but I don't think it's the majority of the time.
Generally, it's just VTubers with other VTubers.
Yeah. Which
Why can't they be for everyone? I think they can be for everyone. But we're psychoanalyzing underlying
but then we realize
schemes,
that
it seems here.
We do not have time for each other's stream. Like
we don't have time to watch. You don't want your chat to be full of streamers ever.
Because also some of them just don't have.
My chat tends to be full of streamers. Tends to be full of friends of the show who are also VTubers.
Say stuff about their streams in my chat, and like I will never really say stuff because I know it doesn't come.
It's not the worst thing in the world.
Not saying it because they want to self promote. It's just bad etiquette on some stuff. And I'm like, that's what happens to when you have VTuber friends. It's just they will talk about what they do, which is what we all have on our brain. That's why I never really say anything. Like I haven't noticed anybody's doing it like in a malicious way. But sometimes I'm like, this is not what you're supposed to do, but I'll let it go, type of thing. You know,
I feel like the majority of VTubers, at least YouTube VTubers, know the etiquette.
Yes,
well.
I agree.
YouTube streaming and Twitch streaming are very different, and there are different cultures.
That's true, but I don't know if it's that extreme. Let's let her explain here.
About it, and like the different communities interact with each other completely differently.
Yeah.
So if you're a Twitch streamer watching a YouTube streamer, there is like etiquette there that isn't necessarily on Twitch.
And vice versa, I would say. Like
vice versa, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I feel like whenever I watch a Twitch stream, I do not know Twitch etiquette. I will be upfront and honest with that.
Yeah. The community.
Do you guys get that? Like, I don't think we watch any strictly YouTube streamers. The people that we know that we watch that stream on YouTube are Manayu and Corey, and they both like co-stream on Twitch as well, so we can always just watch them on Twitch. What's the big difference about YouTube, though? The only thing I know about YouTube is that they don't have like chat redeems the way that Twitch does, which I think is like the only thing that Twitch has going for it. Custom redeems and easy rating. Plus they've got that stream together thing you can do now where you can broadcast, you can combine your chats. Makes it so much slicker to do collabs and stuff because you can reach out to your own viewers, be like, hey, I'm over here right now. I talk the same in YouTube or Twitch streams. The how is based on the feel of who I'm watching. Yeah, why would anyone choose to stream only on YouTube? Unless, yeah, I don't understand the difference in culture. I've not observed it. Let's see if she elaborates at all.
Vibe and the way the chat works, like I feel like a lot of YouTube streamers will have in their rules that when people chat in the stream to make it related to the stream so that the streamer always is included and don't talk. Like I've seen some YouTube streamers say that don't talk to each other, like talk to me. Whereas on Twitch, it is very much
community, actually.
You what?
That's interesting.
That comes from the JP community. Okay, so a lot of YouTube streaming culture comes from the JP community, and that's one of those things that started from the JP community.
We're getting a cultural lesson right now.
That, personally. Like, but I do find that whenever I'm rating people, because I don't have that rule in my chat, I have to remind my chat, hey, don't talk about me, don't talk about what we were doing here.
Yeah, I mean, unless they ask.
Such a weird thing.
Yeah, like I feel like I it's good to have a little, like when I rate people, to have a little, how, like they usually ask me. I don't usually just offer up what I was doing. I say hi, they say hi, thank you for the raid, what were you up to, I answer, and you do the respectful thing.
Yeah, that's so common, like everywhere on Twitch. People are always
talking
asking, what were
about
you
my
up
streaming
to? What were you
activities,
doing?
unless I am asked, I will not
You
randomly
never.
offer
Oh
up
my
the
god.
information. It's just not how it is, and that has been a
One thing
strong
I
thing
see a
on
lot.
Twitch for sure.
One thing I see a lot.
YouTube has the advantage of instant availability of the VOD as a YouTube video instead of the need to download, upload, or export. That's true. I mean, you can publish the VODs immediately on Twitch, but yeah, everybody I know who maintains like a VOD archive like channel, yeah, you gotta export, then you gotta put together a description, and you gotta put in, you know, search terms, and you gotta, you know, point out what language is it in. Do you want a custom thumbnail? Do you want an ending screen? That sort of thing. There's steps, of course, which usually means that you're publishing it the next day or something.
VOD is like, oh hey, I'm gonna leave to go stream now. Like,
Yes.
it's such an innocent thing, but so many people do it.
Yeah. At the same time, I think it tells a bit on how you feel, because I feel like it's bad etiquette, but I've never felt that this meant that some of my viewers
Bad
would leave to
accessibility
go see
too?
them.
Yeah,
Hmm.
no,
Like, I
none of
don't
my
feel
viewers
insecure
are ever
about
gonna
that.
like leave
Yeah.
to go watch someone else who's in
Yeah,
chat.
it
Who's
wouldn't
like, oh, I
happen,
gotta go stream.
but it just feels like a bit, why? Why would you do that? You know, it's a bit, or like, I mean, it's worse when they say, oh, I'm gonna leave to go watch this other VTuber. It's like, okay, you didn't need to do that. Like, you didn't need to do that. That's just bad etiquette. Like, I feel
I
like
don't get
saying,
that one as much,
I've gotten that a
but
few times back in the
also
day.
I don't know. I feel like my channel
Mm,
itself is weird about etiquette
mm,
because my channel has developed such a culture outside of like the broad streaming culture.
yeah.
I put a lot of emphasis of like, you never have to feel obligated to watch me. If you
Hmm.
want to watch other creators, go
Yeah,
watch them.
of
And I
course.
like actively encourage my chat to talk about their Oshis because it helps me know
Hmm.
No
kind
sense
of
being
the
jealous
type
about your
of
viewers.
things that
Space
they're
Cadets,
also
make sure you're
watching,
watching
the
all of our
demographic that
friends
I
and
I
everybody
have.
else that you like.
thing. Like, I have a different vision
Yeah.
on it a little bit, just in the sense that I encourage them to watch other people. I never want them to feel bad because they missed a stream. I just don't need you to know
Mhm.
that you're leaving me right now to go watch someone else. I just feel like that feels
Yeah, I
off.
don't mind
That's
it
kind
as
of rude.
Like,
I
much.
agree
I
with that.
really
for me,
don't.
it just like, I don't mind, but I'm like, why are you telling me? Just leave. Honestly, I would rather you just say, okay, I gotta go now, and you go. Like, I don't need to know that my stream was so
Mm,
much like less interesting than the other thing happening that you left. It's like,
I don't
okay, I
I
didn't need that
wouldn't
feedback right now.
interpret it that way
Mm,
normally.
yeah.
I wouldn't interpret it as, like, being less interesting. It's just,
Mm,
like, a lot of the times, I like, for instance, Kyra, right?
yeah.
Kyra's
Kyra.
one of my mods,
Yeah.
but Kyra,
We love Kyra.
mods for a lot of people,
Yeah.
right?
Like you,
And
Ghost.
sometimes it's literally just, like, Kyra has to say hi in this person's chat or
Mm-hmm.
things like that.
Yeah.
And normally, like, they'll come back later on.
But like, I
I
mean,
just
that's
it's
not a
bad
problem.
etiquette, but it's
Yeah.
not something I like. It's not something that bothers me. There's
The etiquette of not saying, I'm going to watch someone else or I'm going to go stream. It's the same on both. Curious what they think is different. Yeah, like, I feel like people get upset about that on the Twitch side as well. That seems like a universally disliked, not even VTuber experience, but just streamer in general. You wouldn't like that if you were, you know, a live facecam VTuber or facecam streamer, right? Somebody comes into your chat, be like, hey, that was great, I'm gonna go watch this other person now. What does that communicate except that, you know, a person's time is valuable and they would rather spend it watching this person because, you know, their content is superior. Now, you might take that as a motivator. Be like, all right, how can I get my show on the same level as so-and-so? But no, most of the time it just stings. If a longtime friend said it, I'm fine with it, but someone I don't know hits different, yeah. With a longtime friend, of course, you at least know presumably that they enjoy watching your stuff. But some fresh-faced viewer just showing up to say, hey, just wanted you to know that I'd rather not be here. And I feel this way so strongly that I had to vocalize it. I couldn't just dip out, you know, give it the old Irish goodbye, just slink out unnoticed. You know, how hard is it to just close the stream? You know? Just close the tab. Kind of tangential, but the other day I had somebody in my chat say, I'm really bored. Yeah, well, that's a whole other can of worms. Streamers of all stripes aren't really here to be, and shouldn't even be trusted to be, any kind of psychotherapists. It's like, listen, I want to be on your team, bud, but I can't really do a whole lot to help you. You know, the least generous interpretation of that would be, you know, you're just, what am I, a clown? I'm here to amuse you, you know? I was streaming Minecraft once, and face camming at the time. Someone came in and said, you're too old to play Minecraft. And yet, here we are. No, you just do the Steve Buscemi. You put the backwards baseball hat on, rock band t-shirt. How do you do, fellow kids? You just rock with it. It is a crazy thing to say. Listen, you're on the internet watching somebody play video games. That's already a weird thing to do, right? You're gonna come in here and you're gonna get judgy all of a sudden? Because of a demographic disparity? It's out of your age range? Yes, very sad. Anyway. Yeah, that's kind of all you can do. Shrug it off. Walk it off, right? Keep it pushing. I feel like guys get that maybe a little worse. Because we'll see friends of the show like Meg from the Game Grotto and Cranberry and Ari and them do like collabs where they're playing like the old point and click like Nancy Drew mystery games and stuff like that. Nobody calls them out for being grown adults. What can you do?
A lot of like VTuber etiquette things where it's just me, where I'm like, I personally am not bothered by this.
Yeah. I think for me, I would rather not. People do it anyways, but like I'm not gonna have a tantrum over it. But it makes me feel a bit off when when that happens. But also when it comes to talking about other people, it is different if I know. Like if someone was to bring you up, I know you, so I'll be able to relate to the conversation. But when the chats start talking on their own and you're trying to be part of the conversation and you're like the rejected child because you don't understand what they're talking about, it's a bit rough. Especially if you're a yapper and you're trying to have like conversation, but like they're talking to each other and your whole chat is people talking about something that you cannot participate in. It's a bit rough for me personally.
So I have never seen that happen, but now I'm enthralled with the concept. Like I almost want to replicate it. Guys, we gotta plan to get like 50 viewers in here or something. All right, we gotta coordinate it. We'll raid into somebody who's, you know, just getting started. They've got like 1 or 2 viewers. And we're gonna show up and just talk nonsense. Completely unrelated, but we've all got to be on the same page. We've got to have heated discussion, pointed debate, focus in the chat. that is going to seem completely alien to the streamer. I've never seen that happen. I didn't even know that was a problem that people faced.
I kind of get it, but also
Oh,
I'm
dogs v
nosy,
cats.
so
There you go.
I just get really interested in what they're talking about.
I
I'm
guess
like,
that works.
tell me more about this. Please explain this to me. I want to
Yeah.
know.
I mean, if
See,
we're
I'd
talking
be
about
like Trig in
drama,
that case.
I would be down. Like, tell me all the drama. But like, when it's something like very specific, like let's say it's come to a fandom I really don't know, and
Cookie
then
Run Kingdom.
I can't
I have
understand.
chatters that talk about Cookie Run Kingdom. Every
Yeah.
time
Yeah.
I have that, I'm like, please explain this thing to me. I want to know more.
Well, I guess you are thirsting for knowledge, so that works for you.
Always.
Yeah,
I am so
yeah.
nosy.
Mhm.
But
Like
I
I
know
have,
I understand that that's not the
it's not
same
for
for everyone.
everybody. Like I feel like I
And
have
you
a
rely a
very
lot more on like yapping
yeah, I
as
rely on
well.
what
Hamsters,
my chat
but
is
I'm
saying to
pretty
have
fond
like
of
huge
hamsters,
streams,
though.
but also I have a very short attention span, so I will get lost very easily. So like when you start like throwing words that I don't understand at me and stuff that I can't connect the pieces, I just
It's
get really
just like
lost.
it goes over your head,
Yeah, and I'm
basically.
just like, I'd like to have a reaction to what you're saying, but I don't get it. So it's like, oh. So I try
Mhm.
to make jokes out of it sometimes, but sometimes sometimes I just stop reading. If I'm playing a game and they're having a conversation on the side, I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna focus on the game. I can't participate right now.
See, they start having conversations in my chat because not we joked about this last stream, but
Mm-hmm.
normally I I will ignore chat 99% of the time if I'm playing a game. It's so bad.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
And they'll
that is why I've always disliked doing gaming streams in general. If I'm honest. Because I hate being distracted from the chat. It's why we love doing the just chatting streams. Getting more engaged. You become a better streamer. You got to stay on the ball, stay active, stay vocal, stay verbal. It's very much like classic terrestrial radio. No dead air. Gaming streams, I've always said they're kind of lazy to begin with. But you gotta at least stay up with the chat. Come on.
talk to each other like it's a group chat. I'm so sorry to
Well,
my
you
chat.
know, that
I tried to be
works.
better.
That's funny, but that's exactly the Twitch culture, though. Like on Twitch, it's a lot more normal for people to talk to each other rather than the streamer. They comment, and if they want the streamer to read, they'll like highlight their message or something so that you see it. But most of the time,
I'm
like
glad that
conversations are very
chatters
normal.
talk
I feel
amongst
like it's just
themselves,
the
though.
opposite on YouTube. On YouTube, most of the time they're talking to the streamer. For me, it's
I don't
just,
even know if
since
YouTube
I am
has like a
yapper,
designated
I can
reply
yap on
option
my
to different
own,
posts.
but I'd like to interact. I think that's one of the things I like to do
You
the
want
most
that
is
two-way
interact with
street.
chat. You know.
Talking when there's
Yeah.
little activity
You want
is
that two-way
the
street.
best skill
Yeah,
to cultivate,
I wanna have
Laban.
like, okay, we can talk about this. So like when they tell me about like sometimes we have streams when we're just yap and then tell me about stuff I don't know. So I'll just keep the whole stream. I'll be googling whatever.
Because let's be honest, that's going to happen every now and then.
Game? What is this plant? And as you keep googling and I give my opinion of whatever.
You want
I-
to see some
I know
action in the
that deep,
chat,
'cause
of
I learn a
course.
lot from my chatters.
But
I've been lucky enough to have a lot of chatters that are from different parts of the world. So they're like, oh yeah, in this country it's like this, or in my country it's like that. And like I get to learn about a bunch of things, which is fun. I like doing that, but I just like it when it's planned. Where like I'm yapping today, so I don't have a subject I want to talk about like 100%. I
It's
just want
hard
to have
to do if
open
you're
conversation.
gaming.
Yeah,
yeah, you
when
can't
we're
put
trying
that
to talk about
onus
something specific,
on
and then all of a sudden it's like talking like
chatters to
in
show up,
minute
Laban. Yeah,
detail about something that
you
I
got to
don't
invite them
understand.
into the conversation. That's why
It's
you know.
you know.
That's why when every show here starts, we're always rambling about something. Just to feel out interest. You know, it's topic after topic after topic, and then eventually we'll run into something that gets people engaged, get some response. And I enjoy those who are lurking, not as engaging, but I've had some that use my chill as background noise. People keep saying that they like the sound of Spaceman's voice, and I'm almost starting to believe them. You know? people used to say, Spaceman, you got a voice for radio. And I always thought that was just a backhanded way of saying, Spaceman, you ugly. But then we start streaming to strangers, and we're hearing the same thing. They can't all be in cahoots. Base for radio. That's it.
I find that like that is much more of a problem on YouTube chat though.
Yes, it
'Cause-
is.
So like on YouTube it's an interesting culture because you have a very specific streaming culture that streamers expect their chat to adhere to, but YouTube itself is not a streaming platform. So you
No.
get a lot more viewers who have no clue what the culture is.
Yeah, they don't know what's up, and they just come like, "Oh my god, why is this in my suggested? Why is this in my recommended?" And you're like, "Okay, bro."
Oh
That
my
must
god,
seem very
you
odd,
like
yeah.
me?
Yeah, and like, oh my god, like sometimes they come in and like, "Oh my god, you're so pretty," and like the rater goes up, like, and then they're gonna start being weird, and I'm like, okay, no.
I fuck with the weird ones.
That's really a problem for YouTube, though. Like, yeah, imagine you're just tuning into a live stream on YouTube for the first time, and suddenly you're being lambasted because you're not adhering to the expectations of Japanese virtual streamers that have sort of been cross-pollinated into the wider streaming context. That sounds whack. That sounds whack, man. Your voice for sure enhances your avatar. Aw, thank you so much. We'll throw on the rarely used blush. Aw. And yeah, I've never seen any difference between chatting in a YouTube stream or a Twitch stream. I haven't either, but then I don't watch YouTube streams, and I don't cross-stream on YouTube. Mana and Twitch both do, so I'm kind of taking their word for it, but yeah, I'm not super convinced. It's kind of hearsay. So let's hear what they say.
I like to play with the weird ones. I can match their freak.
Oh yeah, you found the ones that will match your freak. I'm like, at some point I try to like respond as normally as I can, but sometimes they go too far. But I had this weird one the other day that came.
No, you just have to be as weird as them, and then they get weirded out, and they're like, "Why would you respond like that?" And I'm like, "I don't know. Why would you tell me this?"
Yeah, why would you say that? But I had this weird one the other day that came in, and they were like, "Oh my god, how long have you been streaming?" "Oh, I've been streaming for this amount of time." "What kind of PC do you use?" "I use this." "How much money do you make?" I'm like, okay, you're getting a bit.
Like, what's your social insurance number?
I don't know you like that. Like,
what's your credit
I don't
card
care
deets?
about
What's your home
anything
address?
like that with my actual crowd. But you can't be a first
Yeah.
chatter coming in asking me where I live, how much my PC costs, what is it, and how much money I make. I'm like, who are you?
Yeah.
Like, absolutely not. We're just gonna ban that.
Yeah, gotta get that
okay?
security code as well.
Rublets! Putting mana on my rub list.
Like, I just want to know what you're coming for. I'm like, oh dang, okay, cool.
I can't even recall the most invasive question that we ever got on the show. Which means it probably wasn't that bad. But yeah, if there's a statement to be made for etiquette, and that's not even etiquette, stream etiquette, really. That's just good common sense. It's like, hey, we don't talk about that kind of thing here because we're civilized members of society. If you wouldn't ask a stranger on the streets, then you shouldn't be asking, you know, a little cartoon spaceman. I can be invasive. Are those real pockets or are they just for show? Those are so real. They're full of stuff, and they're full of goods. They're full of mystery and secrets and prizes. And one of these days, we'll pop open the pockets and you can see what's inside. What's in the pocket, spaceman? What's in the pocket, spaceman? And that's when they flip me upside down and they shake me out for all my loose change. They go like the space cadets come in and they're like, ah, ah. Cartoons shake you, even the kitchen sink comes out of you. Just start assets flying everywhere. And then we do a little flip. And then we take off the spin inhibitors. And we go Buck Rogers on it. We go, wah! Into the 24th century. Wow! And we're back. We're go! Mouse wheel was still spinning. There we go. See, I thought this was just like a standard function on, like, gamer mice. That we could take off the scroll lock on our scroll wheel. But I had somebody come into chat one time and be able to tell us exactly what model of mouse we had. And they were right. Just from seeing how we were able to do stuff like that. Turned into a microbe. Just the cleverest little bacterium.
Oh, you can disappear. Absolutely not comfortable with that. Like, there's the ones...
You know, I feel like I don't know.
Historia,
I feel
how
like
you
get much more
doing?
weird chatters.
We're talking
'Cause I'll be in
VTuber
your
Drama
chat and I'll
tonight.
see the weird chatters. I don't
This is
get them.
Monayu and
I
Twig.
don't know what it
They're
is.
friends of the
I don't know
show.
why.
They
Yeah,
run
I
a little
don't know what it
podcast.
is
We're
about
watching an
because
episode.
By
bots. I've never seen bots until I saw them in your chat. Like, I had never seen
No,
a
I've only
bot.
gotten bots once.
Oh, you did?
I've only gotten
Who was
bots
it?
like in one stream ever. That is the
Really?
only time I've ever gotten bots
Yeah,
on YouTube.
Who was it? Was it not
I
you who
don't
was
know.
watching? I can't remember,
It was
but I
random.
know I watched
Bots are
someone act
definitely
like
a
GFX
problem
bot
over on
in
Twitch. We already had to
someone's chat, and I'm
ban
like,
one
"Yo,
tonight.
YouTube?" Like, what?
But as I
Yeah,
always say,
yeah.
it
So
just means
like
you're
a
doing something right.
couple of GFX bots was in one stream, but they
Okay, so
have
that's
not.
probably the one I saw. And I was like, I
Yeah,
had never seen
no.
them in the
We were all
wild.
befuddled at that, but generally, like new chatters on my channel,
Yeah.
they're not weird.
Okay. Yeah.
They're not.
Most people are
They're
normal
just
for me
not.
too. Yeah.
I don't get like the people who are obsessed with talking about guns in my chat most of the
Yeah,
time.
you don't have that.
I know there's like a community of people in YouTube
never seen
who
that happen.
go into live stream chats and do that, but I don't
Oh,
get them.
I've been
yet.
lucky with that. I've had a few racists. That's about it. You know, just throwing the N
Oh
word because.
no,
And you're like, okay, cool.
no, Mana.
Of course, I would get some of that. Except for
Yeah.
that, like, yeah, for me, they're usually weirdly like, oh my god, you're so pretty, all the emotes, and like, it feels really uncomfortable real quick, and you're like, oh god, no. Like, I'm just an anime girl. It's
Nobody
not
ever
what
comes
I
in
want.
our
Like,
streams
it's
and
just
tells
not-
us we're pretty.
It's just not, and if you make me feel like that from the get-go, it's not happening.
Show feet.
Yeah, I also have the ones that like to roleplay. Like, sometimes I get some random
I've
role players.
never gotten wait, actually I have gotten role players, but I'm the like weird streamer that will match their freak like that.
I think we've had role players like once or twice. Like once or twice. And we like gloss past it. It's never like a case where we try to shut it down, but we just gloss over it, don't engage. You know, be polite, be respectful, but, you know, don't buy into the fiction that they're peddling. I mean, I nibble people and purr, but I'm a bobcat boy. You know what's weird is that YouTube has been pulling absolutely all the stops lately in their recommended video feeds for me to try and convince me that it would be an awesome, realistic, totally sane idea to have a pet bobcat. There's people who keep bobcats as pets if they like raise them up from kittens. They're like slightly bigger than house cats. We're not getting into like leopard territory. But they're still an exotic animal. We can't recommend this. But YouTube has given me all the videos about people who do this. trying to convince me to make bad decisions, convince me that I could handle it. I think I read... Yeah, there are links. Links. Rufus, I think is the Latin for bobcats. But I think I read that they've got like the closest teeth structure to like what a saber-toothed tiger used to have. Like they got really oversized incisors? Is that not incisors? Canines? Are they still canines when it's a cat? I don't know. A question for the philosophers. You mean you haven't got your ticket for the Space Rangers Weapon Emporium Expo? No, we've never had somebody rock in here and start talking about gun stuff. Moral of the story, long story short, don't buy a bobcat, you guys. Had to resell tickets because my mom contracted nebula. But all right, see now we've got the RPers that are self-engaged. Now we're hitting all the things these guys are talking about.
And actually treat them like the character.
Yeah, like there's one person I can think of that I just call them like they want to be called and I move on, and they show up once in the blue moon. They show up, I give them the exchange that they're looking for, and I go on with my life. And I'm like, you know what? They're not harming me. It's fine. I'll let them.
You know
be.
the chatters I loved though.
Mm-hmm.
The fucking Tetris chads. Oh my god, I love the Tetris chads. I need to
I
play
think I know what
Tetris
these
on
guys are talking about.
twitch.tv/twigvt.
You definitely
I'm
yes, promote.
The Tetris
collab
chads.
when.
We should. I love playing.
That's
Tetris.
real though. If you start playing Tetris, like Tetris IO, like the Tetris versus, where anybody can join in, people will come out of the woodwork just to demolish you on stream. We gotta try doing that one of these days. Spaceman's kind of okay at competitive Tetris. On account of I spent too much time when I was a student playing Tetris Versus. Because it's like, hey, I've got a laptop, it's right here, it's a lot more interesting than, you know, whatever the professor was talking about. Maybe that's why we run a space gas station now. Stay in school, kids. Stay in school.
In my free time. And the people that stream, like people that come to the stream, because they don't even stream themselves, they just go into streamers' rooms for some reason, and I love them.
They're like, oh, I have time. I'm just gonna
show off my
I
skills.
think Mama's gonna do a Tetris stream on this day. I'm coming.
Oh, you gotta do Tetris Versus, Clavin. It's a whole different ballgame.
It's fun. Like, I feel most of the Tetris people are super fun to have around. There's one person sometimes like I notice was that like gets kind of butthurt if I beat them. And I
Historia Gaming. Let's not age shame around here.
Rested. I'm like, okay, like it's okay. You lost to me.
We're all valuable space cadets.
I know it's a shame. It's very cringy, but it's okay. Sometimes
it's fine. They'll always beat me, baby girl. I'm okay with being a clown.
See, like
I will gladly lose and gawk at everyone else.
I don't mind when I lose, unless it's Vector. Vector can go, but.
Hold on, play it back.
Unless it's
gawk at everyone else.
I don't mind when I lose, unless it's Vector. Vector can go, but
that's true. So I have tuned into some of Mana's Tetris streams before, and I have been the one to demolish because, like I said, we're a little good at Tetris Versus, and it makes the turtle a little salty.
Except for that, I don't mind losing. I love watching the pros doing their thing. But some people get kind of in their feelings about it if I win, and they're like, I was really rusty. What makes me laugh is like they're like, am I really that bad? It's like, are you saying
she's really that bad?
Like, are you trying to say something about my skills, perhaps?
Like when you win in Mario Kart, it's crazy.
Yes, Mario Kart is violence. Mario Kart is great. Also, I'm definitely not getting the new one. Like, it looks cool and all, but I don't see that there's enough difference for
I
me to warrant that expense. Absolutely not.
I
No.
I barely use my current Switch unless it's
Yeah.
like Tears of the Kingdom or something. Like I
Yeah.
don't, I don't
Yeah.
use my Switch. I don't even have the network thing that I can play
See?
co-op, so it's not even worth it.
Yeah,
It's
it's still
like
not
I'm
worth
not
it.
paying a subscription to my $200 console. Hell no. Like
No, that's why I was like, with the Switch 2 coming out and stuff, I was like, I am definitely not upgrading. Like, I don't
That's still
see
a
a
reason
reason.
why I never got a Switch.
I don't use
Because
my
I knew
Switch
it would
enough
just be a
to
Mario
warrant
Kart
it,
machine.
and also I have like the latest model before the new one, so I'm like,
mm,
no, and games for $100? Absolutely not. So I'm just gonna stay
absolutely
playing my
not.
things that I already have. I'm okay, thank you very much. In this
I
economy,
mean,
absolutely
current
not.
games are like $50 on the Switch. I'm like, that's why I don't
Barrels, how
play
you
Switch
doing?
games right now.
Yeah.
They're so
It's a Just
expensive.
Chatting
I'm like,
stream.
They
ah.
got more
We're watching a
expensive. That's
podcast
the
that some
thing.
friends of the show
The
were
only
putting
thing
together.
that
We just
I
got name
will
dropped.
100% like spend on is definitely Tomodachi Life 2. I
Take
need
care,
that money.
Astoria.
But anything else I'm not spending on. That's just what it is. I
How you
need
doing,
games.
Barrels? You having a good
No,
Tuesday?
like
Having a good week?
I hope
this is a must.
Tomodachi Life 2 has co-op
I,
support.
it should. I mean, Tomodachi Life did had co-op. Like you, like
It
the thing,
did in
like
its like
yeah,
heyday, yeah.
yeah. You had to travel. You had to touch
We've
grass
definitely
to exchange like travelers with people and
migrated a bit
stuff.
from what
But like
was the
now,
topic of
there
this
will be a new way of
discussion,
doing
which was
because people do
VTuber
not touch
Drama.
grass anymore.
Now we're
Like
just
we
talking
work
about
from home, so
streaming
we're not
stuff in
doing all
general.
that. I used to be excited because I would travel to like the downtown sometimes in high school when I had it, and then I would have so many travelers and new stuff in my shop, and I was super excited. But now, bro,
I
I'll
wanna
never meet
do
anybody
like
in the
a
streets. But I'm excited.
I
I
wanna
will
do
have a
like
tweet
a
on my end.
DS meetup.
Did you guys
DS meetup.
have like the street pass and stuff like that? Was that for the 3DS or was that just for the Nintendo DS? Yeah, whichever console that was, I didn't have it because I never remember that being a thing. The 3DS, okay. Yeah, I did not have a 3DS. It's a cool concept though, but it almost seems like it could have been used for nefarious purposes. I don't know. Hopefully, it never was. Almost like when you get a group of guys together, no matter what they're talking about, there's always certain subjects that'll come up. True. I mean, it's a general interest VTubing podcast. We can tolerate a little topical drift. Yeah, Pokemon was a big one. Because I remember people used to bring their 3DSs to conventions and stuff like that. Like the local anime conventions and what have you. And they'd always be street passing one another, and you could get cool stuff from interacting with your fellow trainers. And it's a neat function, but I hope it doesn't allow people to, like, track one another down or anything like that. Tokyo Drift better than Topic Drift? True. I was trying very hard to come up with a Tokyo Drift joke. It didn't land. So we're just gonna keep it pushing. Yeah. Yeah, you saw me pause there. You saw me disconnect there for a sec. Thank you. I will take a little bit of blue. Listen. It's getting late for a spaceman. Quick drink and head out. Have a great night. You as well, Clavin. Thanks for being here tonight. Gonna listen to the last little bit of this and
That,
then
like,
head out as well.
convention
I
where
didn't have friends like
you
that.
all just do like co-op, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
I wanted to go to Otakon.
Mm-hmm.
That shit would have been like $200 for me to go.
Ooh, yeah.
But I was so sad because I quote
That doesn't even
retweeted.
seem
I
bad
was
compared
like,
to the
"Oh
stuff
my
I've seen for like
god,
TwitchCon and stuff.
Ladybeard is gonna be at Otakon."
Yeah, I saw you. I
I'm
saw you
going to
repost that.
Otakon. everyone in my comments was like, "Please, Twig, come to Otakon. We want to hug you." And I was like,
Aw.
I'm going to cry.
It makes it worse.
It's the same thing with Offkai. So like I have Offkai
Even if that was just for a ticket,
events, right?
Yeah,
You
like
know
I've
about
seen
the
worse.
Offkai events. Every VTuber friend I have has reached out since those announcements and been like, "Are you
coming?
going? What days are you going?"
Yeah.
And I've had to turn them down and be
Yeah.
like, "No, I cannot go to sushi with you because I will not physically be in the convention center."
Yeah. They thought you were
So
going from the announcement, I guess. That
yeah.
hurts. Yeah, I feel like it sucks because
One day we'll be so rich and famous and sexy, and we'll go to
yes,
Offkai together,
yes,
Mana.
we will have like fly VIP and all that. Well,
Stay
that's the thing. I need to
positive,
fly for a
everybody.
while
Stay
too.
positive.
Like, gotta get all that. Thankfully, for
I
at
mean,
least for
we
now,
both do.
I mean, yeah, but like, like international flights are not the same. They hurt your soul because you gotta be there 4 hours in advance. But I will do what it
I
takes
mean,
to see the twig, though.
it's similar.
Is it?
This is just a Canadian problem. Mana's Canadian, like Spaceman is. But it's cheaper for us to fly internationally a lot of times than it is to fly domestically. Just because the air infrastructure going in and out of the country is so much more robust than our domestic flights. Which means it's always easier to like go to some other country than it is to like visit a part of Canada that you've never seen. It's pretty rough.
We're just like domestic in America, yeah.
Why?
With the way that the airlines are, you gotta be there like 4 hours in advance.
Oh, all right. Well, I've never flown
Yeah.
like inside the U.S., so I wouldn't know. I just know that I'm always
Yeah,
happy when I'm
it's just
traveling
a
and I'm
US
not going
thing.
to the U.S. because the TSA is not as hard. Like you just go through so fast. Like I just know if I'm traveling to the States or I have to stop in the States, I just know I need to be there really in advance to make sure everything's okay. But yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's why I'm so happy when I go to
It is just
Mexico.
a US thing.
It is very much so. Like going anywhere else is not that bad. Like when I go to Japan, it's really like it like in 10 minutes I'm sitting there waiting for my flight. Like I don't need to do all that, you know.
Going to Japan's pretty easy.
Life.
Can
Life
confirm.
is hard.
Yeah.
But that'd be great.
Life
Like I
fucking
feel
is
like it
hard.
sucks because so far there's only one con that I know of in my city. The other one is like in another province. So the only few friends that I have that are Canadians that are going, it's a 6-hour
Are
drive, and
going
I'm
to
not doing.
that
Yeah, they're
province,
going to
I'm
that, but I
yeah.
want them
100%
to my
she's talking
town.
about
They don't
Anime
care
North.
about that. I'll think
I'm
about
lucky
it.
to be on the East Coast, right? Because
Mm,
if there's like any convention
mm,
The
on the
flight's
East
the hardest part. The
Coast
flight
that's
is the
in like a
hardest part.
major city,
mm,
chances are I can just
12, 13
drive to a
hours.
train station and
mm-hmm.
Amtrak there
Yeah.
and not have to drive. It's so nice. It's
Listen,
so
you just
much
watch a
cheaper
few
than
movies,
flying
you fall
too.
asleep,
Yeah, that's good. Like so far, I don't have much. Our
you eat a
train
plain
system
meal,
here is not that cool. It would probably
and
be.
before you
It's
know
not
it,
that cool.
touchdown.
I don't know, and
Mana,
I don't know that I
you
want to be
just
driving
gotta
6 hours
visit me,
either.
baby girl. You gotta visit me and we'll go to like
Yes,
all of the American cons together.
yes. Scary times, touching grass, seeing people, but I will do it if it's with you. If with you, I'll be safe. Mm-hmm.
And I'll make you eat tomatoes and you'll make me eat celery. I don't know.
Wow, wow, you're here to torture me. I thought it was all love and like happiness, but
No,
I see how
I'll
it
have
is.
you try vegan poutine. It's wonderful. It's
Wow,
amazing.
so you want
I'm even
more
insulted by
torture
that.
from me? Okay, I see. I thought there was love between us.
No,
Now
no,
I
no,
see
no,
the
no. You know
reality.
what'll happen? I'll make biscuits and gravy for you, which is
Mm-hmm.
like American poutine, and
Uh
you'll
huh.
make poutine.
Americans, can you confirm that?
I'm down. I
Biscuits
need
and
to figure
gravy
out a
is
way that
American
it's all
poutine.
things that you can eat, but you need to have it though. I will figure out a way. I will bring the
The vegan
ingredients
part
from the
of
motherland so you can try it.
vegan poutine just
You'll
has to
smuggle
be
it over the border.
the
That is
gravy and the
insane.
cheese.
I mean, you need
Oh
to
my
have the real
god.
You're gonna
experience.
have
If not, you
vegan
have to come
cheese,
over
which is gonna
here.
be
It's one of
weird.
the two, you
And
know?
what is vegan gravy? It's just gonna
Well,
be
if I come there,
a super
would there even be
salty,
like poutine that I can eat?
non
I I don't think
beef-based
I live
broth.
in the biggest like city for diversity. There's something for everyone. If there's one thing, I mean, it's not a secret. I live in Montreal. Montreal is huge. Like,
I
it's
lives
not
in
like you'll
Montreal.
find me just because I tell you that. You will find food for anything. Vegan, pescatarian, vegetarian, Indian, every race
Yeah,
has
but
a restaurant. We will find something
poutine.
for you.
Poutine, though.
There-
Montreal doesn't play with the
We
poutine. Will
don't
there
They
be
play,
invented it.
but like,
vegetarian
it's
poutine?
like, let's just say that Montreal is a California of Canada, so that like you will
That
have
is a
what you need. I will
weird
find
statement.
it for
I'm just
you.
gonna move into your closet. That's
Yes.
just what I'm gonna do.
Yes, yeah, you just do that. I'm okay with that. Yeah.
Haster won't be okay, but I'll fend him off every morning
Don't
with a
talk
broom.
about it. If you don't say his name, he doesn't exist. That's what's up.
What is this? The fucking bets where your chat is like, who's gonna win, Twig or Haster?
I'm sure. I don't even know who they would vote for at this point. You know, we named him in the Discord. He was Asta Ulu before, but now since he hates, we watched How to Train Your Dragon, and he hates the movies for no reason. So we decided he's a hater gold now. He just hates it. Like, we watched all
Hater
3
gold.
movies, and he was just cringing, looking at me the whole time. And he, but I hated.
We might have reached the limit of relevant discussion.
He hates everything about it. So I was like, bro, move on.
What does he have against silly dragon movie? Like,
he loves the dragons, he hates the humans. So he's like, yeah, the dragons are cute and all, but I hate all the characters. They're also dumb and stupid, and I hate them all.
Space Cadets, are we pro-dragon or anti-dragon?
That's how we roll.
Hater gold getting in the way of my wife. What can I say?
Pro-dragon? All right,
That's
Space
his
Cadets has spoken.
Life goal at this point. He cannot stop himself.
He just can't stop himself from
That's
getting
going in the
my
charter.
way
Yeah.
to my wife. I married you first.
Yes, that's true. That's the thing. I met you before I met him. I'm just saying. Don't say it too loud. I don't want him to, like, you know,
I
come up
mean,
with the papers, but then. I mean, we know the truth. That's the thing.
Mana and Gumi, part of Twig's harem.
Yes, I am probably part of your harem, but I insist on being the first wife, though. Like, that's my only.
I mean,
demand.
you are the first wife.
There we go.
Very clearly have been the first wife every.
I just need to, like,
in every.
I need to make sure that everybody knows. Like, you can have other wives. See, I am a modern woman. I am understanding, but as long as I keep my title of the first, I'll be okay.
You need.
I don't think they're really addressing it here, but as an observer, that is another weird cultural aspect of VTubing, is a propensity for joking about, you know, close relationships and stuff like that amongst other streamers. Is it just to tease interest from viewers? Probably. Is it another one of these things rooted in Japanese streaming? Possibly. Yeah, from poutine to wives, we're all over the board. Trying to rope discussion back into the vaguely VTuber-themed context of the VTuber Drama podcast.
That's superiority.
Normally, I would have just blasted through this video at double speed on my own time. But we didn't really have anything to do tonight, so I thought, hey, we'll do a little commentary. It's a new episode. We know both of these two.
I'll be like, I was betrayed. I am hurt. I don't have the words. And I'm just going to say that for like 2 pages. I do my 2 first pages of my document will be about how hurt I feel, and then I'll talk about how our relationship started and give all the detail that nobody needs to know, and say that she needs to be canceled for it. That's the plan. That's the game plan here.
Don't forget the screenshots that you take wildly out of context, and then when I
edit them.
That's real though.
Yeah, and when I post the actual like chat logs, they're about like a completely different subject.
I'll say that they were doctored, and then you just trying to cancel me with lies, and it's fake news. So that's what's up. Yep.
And then
it's
all
gonna
of
be
the
great.
drama channels will be like 2 indie VTubers
Ooh.
with the divorce papers.
Yeah, cheating allegations, backstabbing allegations. They were talking between each other's back, and then we were canceling their projects last minute. Like, yeah, we're gonna do a culmination of all the Google Docs we've ever read, and then we're gonna put them in one. And then it's gonna be the most major VTuber drama anybody
And
has
then
ever
on
seen.
top of that, at the end of it, one of us is gonna graduation bait, but it's gonna be like
Yeah. But you graduate, but you
just the
start on a
lyrics
new
to All
persona
Star.
though.
Speaking of weird VTuber trends, this sort of portrait-sized, center-texted graduation, quote, graduation announcement format being used a lot, where the header will be not a graduation notice. Again, I think just to elicit response from people's expectations. Get them worried, get them interested, get them intrigued. It's bad psychology, man.
It's either that. It's two options. You say, I'm gonna graduate, I'm canceling everything, and then 2 weeks later you come back, or 2 weeks later you come back but with a new persona. Those are the two
True.
options here.
Guys, I just never want to be on social media ever again.
Honestly, yeah.
Comes
Like,
back.
I feel like
Real, though,
the
real.
one social media that I should probably just get rid of is definitely Twitter, because
Yes, Mana,
it
get off of
serves no
Twitter.
real purpose to me, but I cannot help myself. I'm nosy.
I'm never getting rid of it because it's so good for networking.
I guess you do
It
use it
is
for networking.
so
I'm
Soul,
not
how
gonna-
you doing?
networking.
Yeah.
It
Yep,
is
time to graduate. Get
so
out of here.
good for
You're done.
networking.
You're
I
done,
hate
ski.
that Twitter
Canceled.
is a requirement,
Hashtag cancel
but it is
soul.
such a requirement for VTubers.
Yeah.
Hashtag
I
hero
only got
cancel
on
soul.
Twitter when I became a VTuber, because I
Hope
had
you're having a good
never had
Tuesday, though.
any-
We're
Yeah, I
watching
never
Mana and
started
Twig
Twitter
stream.
before VTuber.
And by stream,
And
I
it was like, oh,
mean
if you're a
podcast.
VTuber, you need to be on this and that, on this and that. So I just followed whatever I saw, and then I was like, Twitter is a weird space where you see things that you didn't want to see. They just shove it in your face, and you're like, okay. And that was before like the whole Twitter takeover. Twitter has always been weird. Like, it's not.
What you do, it's time for you to graduate again. You said so yourself.
And all sorts of not safe for work stuff that you never asked for. So it's like, okay.
I mean, I never get
Listen,
safe-
there's
not
very
safe
little
for work.
difference
Are
between
you
hiatus and
sure?
graduation.
For
Are
me,
you sure you're not interacting with them?
I don't see them in my feed. People
Graduation
post
is
them
this
in the
long
replies.
hiatus.
So I'll be seeing a popular post, and then either all the OF girls are like posting like, "Do you want my free OF?" Or you'll be like whatever post you're looking at, you want to just see.
That's what we should be doing to generate more interest in the show. We should be giving out our free OF.
No spoiler, no nothing. You just get attacked by a PP, and you're like, okay, I didn't want to see that. Yeah.
I just embrace it. I'm not a
Are
married
you
woman.
remaking
I
some
don't have to
emotes
worry
tonight?
about it.
Way to
I
stay
need to like go confess to my husband
ambitious.
after, like, oh my god, you know what I
Way to
saw?
stay productive.
Did you see on Twitter?
And he's
saw
like,
a
yeah,
man
of course I saw, because you have
Under
a
the
lot
help?
of
No,
all
that's
of the
pure
sorts of
mystery.
suspicious things in his
That's
thing.
just for
So
you
he's
to
like,
imagine.
yeah, I saw that.
To address one of the points that Twig made, though, Twig thinks that Twitter is still super useful for networking. I don't even know if that's true anymore, honestly. But at the same time, we've not really tried to network a whole lot in a long time, because we kind of hit the, like, terminal limit of the number of people that we can keep up and keep in touch with. And beyond that, we're just, like, risking losing contact with people we actually enjoy working with, you know? It's like we couldn't bring in a whole lot of new people for the next special or something like that, because we've already got an exceedingly good core cast. VTubers in the chat, if you still think that Twitter is useful for networking, you let me know. Is it that much better than something like Blue Sky, where I feel like a lot of people have moved over to anyways? Or even Reddit, or something like that? Or, you know what, there's so many VTuber Discords now as well.
it kind of works out that way too. But yeah, no, Twitter is weird. I'm like, I do not see any way, shape, or form for children to be allowed on that platform is too dangerous in
For
so many
real.
ways.
Yeah,
Like there's
it's
whole
you
crimes
should
going
watch
on
it.
in some circles because you never know. You know, when
Yeah.
you're on TikTok, you're like, oh, I ended up in book talk or something. It's the
Don't
same
use
with
that for
Twitter. You can
don't
get
use
into like
Twitter for socializing,
criminal
Soul.
talks. Like they're just putting like gore videos and whatnot. You never know what you're
Yeah.
gonna find there. Thankfully, I don't see it in my For You or
And
like
you know what?
stuff.
My
We
For
didn't
You
even
page is
notice.
literally
But
only
big ups for
silly
Mana
anime girl.
and
See,
But
that's
Twig
what we
10-minute
want.
warning.
My other pet
for
peeve is
not
that
using
my
the
For
name
You is usually
X.com
gonna
this
be
whole time.
shoving random
Everybody
spoilers
knows
in my
it's still
face
Twitter.
that I never asked for. Like I never interact like with anime stuff. Like maybe I'll see a panel sometimes, but I got super spoiled on something super important in the
Oh, you
anime
were
I
talking
was
about
watching,
Discord,
and I'm
so
still
gotcha.
very salty about it. I'm like, I didn't want to know that. People were like,
Don't
yeah,
watch
the cat
anime,
is out.
nerd.
The last episode showed that X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, what? Why? Why is this in my feed? Like, what you mean? I'm very annoyed.
Don't watch anime, nerd.
I'm a nerd. I'm proud. I will not be
Okay.
silenced.
I'm
But
exclusively
I will
on
write
Blue
my
Sky,
book.
says
close.
Jamline, but I'm
We're
considering getting
close
back on
to
Twitter
the
just to reach a slightly
end
wider
of,
audience.
Yes, we are.
I don't really
what
know
is
if it
your top
helps.
drama trope?
Like honestly,
Drama trope like
I
in
don't think
VTubing?
my Twitter
Yeah, like
posts
you
get
like
any
to you
more
open the doc
interaction
and
or
you see this
exposure
trope
than
and
my
you're
Blue
like,
Sky ones do.
ooh, shit's gonna go down. Like the
We
tea
kind of
is
just make
here.
posts out of habit.
I think most of the time it's gonna be artist stuff. Like I think the Google Docs on artists are quite interesting to read personally. Like I'm
Those
not
get
like I don't want to be
crazy.
like rejoicing in other people's misery, but I'm just gonna say it. There is an entertainment value for someone that has nothing to do with it. Like it's like, oh God, I think it's sad when it's actually someone that you know, and then you realize that they're kind of trash, and you're like, oh, that's uncomfortable.
Mhm.
Like I think it happened maybe twice so far that I actually unfollowed someone after they did something, and I was like,
Nobody
that's
we know
off,
is
and I don't
trash,
like
though.
this.
That's
I
the
will
important thing.
unfollow. I don't even block. I just unfollow. I just don't want to see their stuff on my feed. But there's
See, there are
sometimes
people
it's
on
just
Twitter that
dumb.
aren't on
You know
Blue
when
Sky,
people
and
like
I
this
always ask
person is
myself,
copying
are those
me,
the
and
kind of
like
people
they
that
show
we
proof
really
and
want to
everything,
reach, though?
Yeah.
and you're like, my
Yeah.
man, no. So I bookmarked that to
Or
come back to it
even worse
later.
when someone's like, guys, I'm not copying this person, and then they show comparisons and it's
Yeah.
exactly the same.
Yeah, and you're like, you sure about that? Are you sure about that? Like, whichever way it goes, I find these quite entertaining. Just to know,
Yeah.
I just want to know. I don't follow anybody over that. I don't unfollow anybody over that.
Hmm.
I just like to watch the situation go down
We
and see
no,
what people see about it, and I'm like,
we
oh,
never
okay,
interact with the drama, but we
never.
perceive it. We see it.
Exactly. That's the only time where the
My
likes are not public is a good thing because I may like something, but now people don't know.
I don't even like it
Yeah,
personally.
I mean, you never know, but like sometimes I will like something, but it's very
If
rare. It's
my
only if I really
Twitter
agree.
is posting about the drama of the week, right? And
Mhm.
I see like 5 posts,
Mhm.
vague posting about the drama,
Yeah.
I will not see the drama on my feed. I
Yeah,
have
you
to
just hear
actively
people
search
about it.
for the drama to be able
Mhm.
to see, so I just won't know until someone sends it to me.
Yeah, there's that, or if
I'd
not,
be
you have
like,
to like go into the vague post and look into the comments until someone says something so you can
Vague
connect the dots
posting,
and be like,
though.
oh,
yeah,
what
I
are you
don't
talking
even go
about?
that far, I'm
Sheesh.
just like, "Oh, something's going down."
Oh, you're
My
not that
favorite trope,
nosy.
though, is,
Maybe
like,
my
cheating
pet peeve.
scandals because
It's
they're
like
so
let's
fucking
use
harmless.
our
They're
real
so
words here.
harmless,
Like,
and it
why
doesn't
should they
mean
be
shit,
canceled
and I'm
over
like,
it? Like, yeah, it suck you got cheated on, but like,
messy.
it was
It's messy
what?
and entertaining, but it's so harmless.
Like it is. Like I mean, it makes you seem like a bad person and everything, but that's about it. Like you're a bad person that cheats. A lot of people cheat. I don't condone it. I don't like. I would not deal with someone that cheats. But
Have
like,
you ever
why does
heard
that have to affect their career? I don't get it.
Have you ever heard of, like, 50% of everyone ever?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
50% of the population? Like,
Yeah. Even people you know, like people close to you, probably have cheated at least once in their
yeah,
life. It's not
yeah.
everybody, but a lot of people do. Like it's just how it is, and it sucks. And like that means it's a sucky person. But I don't really see why that would warrant them losing their career over it. It's like okay,
Yeah,
like sure you may not want to watch them, but I don't think they need to be deplatformed because of it or anything. You know. I guess
absolutely.
last point I would like to say is like one thing with drama
I'm pretty sure they're talking about cheating at video games.
People feel like they have the authority
I might have
to say
spoken over
something
the context of that though, but
whatever it may be. Like,
I'm
I feel
trying to
like
piece
if
that together.
The person's supposed to be in jail. It's another thing, like in real life jail. But if someone did something like dumb or like they cheated or whatever and they actually get canceled over it, and then they come back a year later, I don't understand why people are like,
Karen,
how dare you come back? Like, I feel like
how you doing, Froggy
agree
friend?
that we are humans. And people
What is this? This
people
is
can
the
grow.
Tea Table
And I don't think that we
podcast
should be the ones
starring
deciding if they're
Manayu
allowed
and
or
Twig.
not. Like, who are
This
we
is episode
to decide
3.
who is
It just
allowed?
came out pretty
I
recently,
don't like that.
titled VTuber Drama.
I think there's
So we've
an
been hearing all
extent
sorts of
Yeah.
takes.
where kind of being like, why are you back? Trying to be back in this community, is kind of warranted.
Yeah.
But I do
Don't we
think
love hearing
for
about
most of the
VTuber
time,
drama,
if you're
Kieran?
just,
Isn't
like,
that just
a
the best?
user, just swipe away.
Yeah, if
you
the
know
person
who it
is back and you don't like them, don't watch them.
just
Some
move
people will
on.
enjoy their content anyways. It's just not gonna be you, and you don't need to go harass them under all their posts and like
You
you
don't
said
And
not to
poutine.
do
True,
it."
we have sort of
just give it.
You don't need to send their
Dallied,
tweets to their
dilly-dallied
boss,
with
like,
the topics.
No, you don't need to do all that. Like it was never that deep. Like as a
Yeah.
stranger, that has nothing to do with this. And like I'm reporting them. Like
We
reporting
love
them for
VTuber
what?
drama, though.
I'm
love
gonna
VTubers,
cancel Mana
we
for
love
her
drama,
tier lists
We love VTuber
next
drama.
month. So make
No,
sure
my
to
tier
tune in
list.
next
Pointless.
month when
Not
I
just
cancel
pointless.
Mana
It's
for not
aggressively
wanting an
low
iron
stakes.
board.
Iron boards are trash, and they will betray you and put holes in your shirts. That's what it
Save
is.
it
I'm
for
saying
next
it.
month. Then
Yes. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, people. Leave your comments down there about your
Another lovely episode of
Bye-bye.
yapperings. Super duper. Anyways. Thanks for indulging me in that, Space Cadets. I'd wanted to watch that episode when it first came out, but I couldn't find the time, so we snuck that into the Just Chatting stream. Let's head on back to the station. I was too busy hanging out with friends and didn't see you streaming earlier. You could have been hanging out with virtual friends. No, of course, you did the right thing. We got talking earlier in the show tonight how no matter what it is, it's always better with friends. Oh, they were also online? Well, in that case, you've got no excuse. No excuse, Kieran. Absolute, no, that's a betrayal of the highest degree. We appreciate you making time to tune in. At least you're here for the raid now. We're about to close things out. We are going to... Do you really think I would put on pants? Pants, though? Listen, we're living in the 21st century here. We're jacked into the mainframe. We're going where no... Cyberman has gone before. We're gonna hack the planet and we're gonna do it without pants. Let me get this raid set up here. Speaking of cyber shenanigans, I think we're gonna go see friend of the show, Ellie of the Nova Swarm. Because Ellie's playing some Digimon story, Time Stranger. And that's pretty cyber when you think about it. Thanks for being here, Ghost. Thanks for being here, everybody. Like I said, we were a little zonked tonight. Some changes to the station. Just wanted to make sure that, the stream was still functioning. I think we succeeded in that regard. There's only one thing left to do, you guys. And it's to say that we want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in tonight, wherever and whenever you are. Now you can join us again, same time, same place next week, you guys. Right here, Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern at Harbor Station. We'll catch you on the other side, Space Cadets. Until then, of course, no matter what life throws your way, good luck and Godspeed. This is Vector Spaceman signing off. Now do your duty. Stick around for that raid. because we are about to send you off for some more great content for your evening. Say hi to Ellie. Give her the big old space raid when you show up. Let her know who sent you. Be on your best behavior. And we will see you guys again real soon. Bye-bye.